Your Honor, so hearsay specifically because it's now stated Golf Gang and to PD, not to Bloom. So those are other witnesses, and in this case, no witness has gone up by the defense yet to establish that these threats were made. Now, this specific text conversation as well that they might try to use and argue, this is between, I believe, Lily Pond Bloom and Joe Cruel. Those individuals have not been called up or nor are on the defense's witness list. So again, hearsay.
Hearsay to a text message. That's a new one. Where do I go from here? God. Joe Cruel, Golf Gang, Lily Pond Bloom, PD. Need I say any more?
Give me a sec.
God, if we, Your Honor, God, if we had to call up both sides of a text conversation to confirm that a text conversation even happened, we're actually going to be here for 18 hours.
Well,
God, please.
Too bad you didn't call them as witnesses.
Just one sec. One second.
Too bad you didn't call them as witnesses.
The question could be better phrased as, was there any threats to you from Golf Gang? And it would have not been objected to, but they're asking way too broad. You know, hearsay unless you direct it to a person who's on the
Well, and the thing is this could have been sent after the incident.
Yeah.
We have no way of knowing. Pond was not called as a witness. She cannot testify to when that was sent. Shoot you in the head. You know, I'm thinking about it. It would make all this a lot simpler.
Bring that up next.
I'll do it if they come back and say that they're ruling in the defense's favor.
Some shade, because...
What? What do you say?
Who's that? No, save me some shade, because Stringhammer doesn't like me, so...
Yeah, I'll do it.
All they had to do was call Lily Pond Bloom, or Cruel. Probably Bloom would have been better, but...
How's the case? You know what? It's going exactly like we planned. So if for some reason he gets found not guilty, that's just how it is, and we will live with that. We are making the arguments we came to make, and we're not having really any problems with it. So it's basically just up to the judiciary on whether or not they think that this is sufficient of attempted with or assault with a deadly weapon.
Hey, actually, let me ask the questions for Bloom, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Need to sidebar here, depending on what he says.
Is a big sign. I mean, the whole thing is, the whole malfunctioning argument is built on the other firearm. That's not even the one that we used. The HL38 was fired, and it was not on that setting. So someone would have changed it. I'm gonna handle this
one. Looking at this exhibit. So first, I'm going to go to Defense Exhibit C. On Defense Exhibit C, it clearly states Sean Dean and has Sean Dean's phone number at the top of the text message. For Defense Exhibit E, all I see is that it's Joe Cruel from Golf Gang. There's nothing in this image that would suggest at all that this is from Lieutenant Bloom, other than the fact that you labeled it as being from Lieutenant Bloom. This isn't a hearsay problem. I don't really care whether they're in the courtroom or not. I'll gladly admit, text message statements like this, but this is a document authentication problem. I have nothing in this image to suggest that this is actually between Joe Cruel and Lieutenant Bloom, other than the fact that when you admitted it, you just slapped a little sticker on it that says text conversation between Lily Pond Bloom and Joe Cruel.
Oh, so we are winning the important arguments right now.
I can't tell who this is from. Nothing in this evidence tells me who responded to Joe Cruel on this time. Furthermore, this is your client's wife. This is the defendant's wife. You could have just had her take a picture of it from her own phone.
It is what?
Your Honor,
That's
exactly
what it is, Your Honor.
This is from her phone?
Yes. How do you think text? How do you
Well,
think?
okay, well, hold on a
screenshots
minute. Well, then
happen?
why not, for Sean Dean's phone, then why does it say Sean Dean at the top? Like, why is that verifiable, but this one isn't?
That's not. It's not saying that's Sean. That's the contact info. Honor. Judge is a boomer.
Regardless, I don't really have anything here to say that this is between Joe Cruel and Lily Bloom from the text message here. Like, does that make sense to people that there's nothing here to say who the other party is on this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor,
I'm
how
just
do you-
confused on how we would actually achieve that.
Do you want us to just call people up just to say,
Too
is
late.
this text message from your phone to satisfy it? Because we can just do that.
Too
I
late.
mean, that would be a way of giving me something to suggest that this actually is, because the problem is otherwise this could be some completely different text conversation that you just labeled as being from Lily Pond Bloom, and I would have no way of knowing it. That makes sense?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
You really think that lowly of me? Damn.
I don't necessarily think that lowly of you.
Oh,
but in
this is
court, we
big.
actually have to
This
do
is
a
big.
basic
This is
amount of,
invalidating their
like,
argument of why there was a
verification
threat
that
there.
What it is
This,
actually.
I mean,
what
this
it
is completely
purports to be.
invalidating that argument.
Okay.
Ooh.
I guess we'll just mush these subpoenas from like the phone company just to satisfy everyone. That's a lot more paperwork. Let's do that.
Can we object to that, or are we like?
No,
as
no.
this
Let
should
her
have
let
been
her
done?
look bad.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Just
All right.
let her talk.
And strike what I said. I'm just gonna.
Go ahead and please resume your questioning.
Oh, is this sustained or?
This was Muller's objection, right? It's not going to be sustained for the reason why he objected for, but it's going to be sustained on the fact of this document doesn't, like, there's
Got it.
nothing to authenticate this document as being what it says it is.
Your Honor, I got a quick question. What would the objection be for that then? To reference.
You have a bar license. Figure it out.
Damn, I'm not googling
Just
it.
ask after the court case.
Yeah. Damn, bro,
Alright.
I don't. Is there even an objection for this?
To your knowledge, did Joe Cruel threaten the PD?
Yes.
All right. Is Rick Crimson a part of the golf gang?
Yeah.
5 minutes for that. I got nothing further. Got anything, Meredith? Whitlock?
Oh shit. First question.
Oh, holy shit, here we go.
Mr. Bloom, following the incident involving Kelly Banana, did you call for EMS?
Yes, even though I was aware that there weren't any on duty. I was made
All
aware
right.
prior, but in the
You
heat of the
got
moment,
this,
I
all
still
right?
called for
Speak
got this,
slowly
yeah.
and concisely. I believe in you.
I have no further questions.
Further questions from defense, Your Honor.
Why did you commit it? Remember,
Okay,
Hey
that's all
Bloom.
from
Remember,
the
Hey Bloom.
Defense, prosecution, cross-examination.
Muller's got this.
Hey Bloom, how long
Fuck?
have you had the firearm in question?
What the fuck?
You
Why
say
would
that
you
to me.
say that?
You're on objection, Badger. Oh my god.
He asked a question.
What?
Oh my god. You can't
Why
just
would you
open
say
it like that.
that?
That is
Do
so
anything, Your Honor.
insensitive, Your Honor.
Let's go.
Tang.
Huh?
Question.
Huh?
Is there an
Jesus.
objection on the floor?
Yeah,
Swear to God, I didn't do
Badger,
anything.
You can't just open a statement like that, Your Honor. Oh my god.
What? Give me some more. Like what? I don't even understand
Oh.
this objection.
Alright.
I don't want to repeat those words because they
Your
are
Honor.
so badgerous.
I can
Don't say
I can
that.
Go back a few questions if it's a little bit more. I didn't introduce myself. I
You're
didn't.
gonna go back a few questions. You haven't even asked one yet. How are you gonna go back a few, Mueller?
Your Honor, it's more of like how you doing, how like everything okay, just doing the nice things. I jump straight into questioning. It's a little rude of
I
me.
might pull the taser.
Actually, I think the issue was that you gave him a greeting.
That's
then
not a
I can
greeting,
be-
Your Honor.
Okay, why don't you try again, Mueller?
Bloom, how are you doing?
Uh,
Hold something.
oh,
Nothing.
how am I doing? Horrible?
Bloom,
Horribly,
how long?
I guess is better.
Well, Bloom, how long have you had the firearm in question today?
Firearm.
38.
Oh, the one that is in question today. Okay. Sorry, you're a bit-
Objection asked and answered. Answer this question. That's all.
I mean, I guess I can technically go with it's a new line of questioning. I don't actually have this one written down, so let's just answer it. Oh, maybe it was an hour.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
withdraw,
just
yeah.
answer it quickly here. Move on. Answer it.
I purchased it probably about an hour before the misfire.
Perfect. Hey Bloom, how long
Hey,
has
what the fuck?
Well, you're
Uh-huh,
on
okay.
objection.
Mueller, there's
Benjamin.
your first and only warning. Next one's a contempt. Next question.
Do it.
Hey, I can't.
I know exactly what you did. I let you get away with it the first time.
Hey,
you
can I
know
ask the
exactly what you did
question,
that
though?
time.
Can
Mueller,
I'll-
don't play
I'll-
stupid. You know exactly what
Yeah.
you did.
No, but I'm just asking. Can I ask?
It was
the
worth
You
it.
want me to just move on from that line of questioning, or I can
You
just
get to
rephrase the
ask
question?
question again, but you do not get
Perfect.
to begin it in the same way, or I'm giving you contempt.
Okay, that's all I ask. How long has the police department have been having budget issues?
Oh, December, was it 11th, 9th, or 19th? One of those days?
The 9th.
Oh, that's gonna testify to him knowing
I'd
about
say mid-December.
the budget
just to
issues.
Chalk it up.
That ain't a good move
Like-
for him.
And before pulling your firearm on scene with Franklin DuPont, Kelly Banana, and the other witnesses present, what did you say?
You know, objection scope.
But-
Yeah, let's hear a rebuttal.
Or in specifically Bloom's testimony, he did mention that he was caught off guard, whatever he stated. So it is within scope, as that specific part of the incident was covered in his testimony. So it's well within scope.
Can you specifically cite for me exactly what you're talking about here?
Phone's ringing.
Specifically regarding the testimony brought by Bloom, where he said he was caught behind somebody said something that spooked him, according to his testimony. So that specific part is what we're asking, what he said, where he pulled his farm.
Him being spooked by something has absolutely no indication that he said anything. I am going to sustain the objection of scope.
He needs to come
Thank
back
you, Your
to
Honor.
me. Okay,
How the
just
fuck is
ask
that
him
not in
It's
scope?
fine. It's
What?
fine. It's very easy to solve. Ask him what spooked him, and then ask him what he did in retaliation.
Just a quick question. You were spooked. What did you do in retaliation?
Unholstered my firearm.
What did you do after unholstering it?
Turn to see the perceived threat.
And when you turned to see the perceived threat, was there anything that you stated?
Did you say that?
Objection scope. Again, same issue.
We built the foundation.
I should really give some time in between my.
We built the foundation.
Come on, Blaine.
Okay.
You got
I feel like we
lazy.
built the foundation of this one.
Objection to scope. Let's hear what you got, Mueller.
Yeah, I expanded scope, Your Honor. We've now brought him to the point of him turning to the threat. I asked him, what did he say? Just a little confused.
Muller's cracking.
Defense.
It's literally the same thing as before. There is no indication Bloom said anything.
Mueller?
Turned around.
Again, we're asking if he didn't say anything, then he can say no. The whole scope is what happened when he turned around with his
You
firearm.
specifically asked him what he said. There is absolutely nothing in the scope during his questioning that indicates he said anything. Objection is sustained.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
He needs to come back and ask me. He needs to say, "Did
So,
you say
during
anything?"
this conversation between you and Rick Crimson, how long had Kelly Banana and Franklin DuPont
He's doing
been
fine.
involved in
He's
that
doing fine.
conversation?
Objection scope again. Never talked about in our line of questioning, Your Honor.
Mueller, you got a rebuttal?
That one was, Your Honor. That's when he stated that he's talked about there was somebody on scene, and that's specifically that person. Also mentioned, I believe, in his testimony that Franklin DuPont and Kelly
He's
Banana
doing
were
fine,
there.
guys. He's doing fine.
That doesn't admit to any conversation at all.
Yeah, I gotta say, Mueller, you're specifically saying they did these things, and then you're kind of like generally pointing to the sort of things he talked about without giving me like the exact instances that I'm looking for to follow through on your on these objections to follow through for you here. So I have to sustain this one yet again.
Your Honor, then for my reference, can you repeat the court record of what exactly Bloom had stated? Because I'm just a little confused because I remember hearing one thing.
Verbatim the questions. That's your duty as a lawyer in this state. I am not reading you my court records.
1 second. Dude, I
All right,
can't with
hey,
Stringhammer
hey,
if he
hey,
didn't
hey,
write
hey,
anything
hey,
down.
hey, it's fine. You're doing good. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just relax. Just breathe. What we need to do, you just simply need to go back up. You already expanded the foundation and the scope of him turning to the threat, or as he called threat, and unholstering his firearm. You asked him, did he say any, or you asked him, what did he say? You need
And
to
I got
ask him
objected
if
to.
he said anything.
Oh, okay.
Not what he said. Ask if he said anything.
I
and
said,
then-
what did you say, right? And not, did you say anything? Okay, got
No,
it. All right. I'm gonna try again.
Wait, Mueller, come here.
Second, Your Honor.
And if
Can
for
you just
some
ask
reason
these
that
questions, because Stringhammer is
Sure,
clearly
sure.
something on something. So thank you.
All right, Lieutenant Bloom, as stated in your previous questions, I'm just going to circle back a little bit. You stated that you were spooked, that you turned, unholstered your firearm. Did you do anything after that?
Yes.
What did you do?
I screamed, "Oh my God, why'd you say that?" And then my gun misfired from my hip. Provided medical, shouted on the radio, shouted in general, drove Kelly Banana to the hospital, observed her surgery, which, by the way, that's kind of weird that I can do that as a police officer. But I watched the bullet, I watched it get taken out of her. And then I visited her in ICU, and then I sang her Veggie Tales.
When you turned to what spooked you, who was it that was shot?
Kelly Banana was struck.
All right, just 1 second, Your Honors. All right. Do you have any other questions?
Well, one thing is that he said that he said, "Oh, why would you say that?" or something, but it was I'm scared. or
That's
whatever.
okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter. He admitted to saying something. We have other testimony contradicting his. That's fine. Do you
well
have
as-
any other questions for him? And I will ask them.
Because they said that Kelly Banana was right next to DuPont, so and if they were having a question with DuPont, why did he have to turn?
The only one that found it weird, they didn't ask which Veggie Tale song.
Do you want to bring up the picture of them reenacting the
That whole picture is so scuffed. I don't understand how that picture is working. Like I generally don't. Oh, actually, yeah. Hold on.
Don't worry,
Hold on,
dude,
hold on, actually, let me pull it.
For it.
Yeah, pull it up. Your Honors, just a couple of minutes. We don't want to waste the court's time. We're just clarifying some points.
With everyone taking as long as it takes, this is my life.
First, can we ask him to sing the VeggieTale song he sang to Kelly Banana during this brief intermittent?
Yeah,
All of you to assume it was only one.
We have no objections.
I'm
Blue,
folding.
if you wanna,
Just
if
can
wanna...
you just
Your
specifically
Honor!
state?
Your Honor! Your Honor!
Well, he already said he
Just say
turned.
that.
He
Hold
he
on. Don't say
he
that.
turned around.
Boom.
We can
Okay.
asking him any clarifying questions on that
Come on.
is going to contradict our other
Yeah.
witness testimonies, and it does not help our
Yeah.
case.
Better be
What did I
careful
do?
phrasing. You
We're
said
good.
the-
We could
you
point
said
it out
the
in the
forbidden
closing.
phrase.
We
Yes,
bring
we
it up in
can.
the closing.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, there's
Wait,
nothing
did I
else.
say
Yeah.
the thing?
Okay, so you have no other questions?
Nope.
All right,
Geez,
you
I
got
didn't
this.
even- I'm so
He's
sorry.
gonna shoot
I had...
you.
Bloom, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Oh no.
ProLab, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
Okay, well, if you do want to demonstrate your singing
Honor-
talents,
Your
for
Honor,
the-
can his wife come to the stand to
You know
console
what?
her
I
husband?
was in a singing mood until that, Your Honor, because I feel like I already know the verdict after this.
Oh no. Oh
I
jeez.
feel like you just slapped me in the face with the
Okay,
verdicts.
He's gonna be fine.
This motherfucker now
Oh,
needs to
okay.
say my husband.
Prosecution. Have you? Are you ready to go?
Further questions?
You want to say it? Say it with confidence.
Okay, let me
Your
go.
Honor, we don't have any questions for this witness.
Come
Thank
sing
you.
it.
Okay, no more.
Good
That's
job.
The end of cross-examination. Any redirect coming out of the defense?
Question, Your
out of
Honor.
that? Okay.
The songs, Bloom.
Oh my god.
What were the songs?
No one's bad. Okay, no objection to badgering. So it was. I can't remember the specific order. So I did a rendition of Hairbrush, Barbara Manatee,
Manatee.
the Bunny. Those were the 3.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
Oh, hold on. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the leads have something.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, I got so many. Cause yeah, the scope door opens so much.
Why is
One
Sparks clapping?
Yeah,
second.
quiet.
After the shooting, did you give medical aid?
It's fine.
They asked and answered,
Yes.
right?
How
fine,
soon
this
after
is-
the shooting
this
did
is-
you give medical aid?
Medical aid, it's fine. There's nothing.
No, I know, but
Fine.
Misfire happened. Lily was about a parking lot over. Screamed. I'd say it was like sub 10 seconds. I was down on my knees.
Jesus Christ!
Who requested EMS? Kelly.
That would be me.
Was EMS able to respond?
Oh, there were none on duty at the time, but thankfully there was a doctor clocking off.
Who transported Kelly to the hospital?
Yeah, we've already got that in our closing.
Me. Lieutenant Bloom.
Did you collect any evidence on scene?
No, any incident that I'm involved in where I think I can be held like civilly liable or something, I immediately have someone else take the reins of it so that there can't be
No,
an
we made
argument
all of our
me
points.
tainting
Now
a
it's just up
scene,
to the closing. That's
anything.
it.
So I just called out over radio for someone to figure it out.
It's a very
Which
simple
happened to
case.
be Veronica
I love
Wilson,
this
said she was
outfit
coming down
actually.
from
I
the
think we're gonna
county,
wear this
and
outfit
then
more
Verona
often.
said,
Booba
"No,
looks
no,
good
I'm
in
much
this.
Closer.
I like Booba.
And
I
then,
like Booba looking a
did.
little fatter. Makes him look a little more breedable.
Was like that was like some time had passed. I was focusing on getting her to the hospital.
Wait.
Goodness.
Did you make any attempt to
Not
hide what
good.
you have done? What happened there? Freeze.
think-
Did you make any attempt to hide the incident? in any way?
I think I immediately informed like 20 people.
Immediately informed 20 people.
Give or take. I don't have how many people were on channel 1 at the time, but I was on radio.
It's his bald
screaming
head.
like a banshee.
I'm trying to think what else. I think that covers everything. Not got anything?
Questions for the defense, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay. Since that was the redirect portion, Bloom, you are now completed. You can step on down from the stand. Thank you for your testimony here before the courts today.
Go for completing me.
Defense, are there any further witnesses to call?
Defense would like to recall Rick Crimson because he didn't ask us whether we could recall him or not. If we were going to. And the answer would have been yes if you asked us.
They should have mentioned this right after.
Yeah, you should object once the judge is done.
I mean, he's still here, right?
Hold on. Is he? I can't tell.
I mean, he left. But
I believe he's left.
Left. Is that cope? They should have literally mentioned it like right after.
Yep, and the judge will know that. It's the judge's job to know.
Yeah.
Okay, to tell you the honest truth, is Mr. Crimson here?
damn, that sucks. You would have marked him for recall had you asked us. That's unfortunate.
Ooh,
Okay,
that's-
well, so we look. I honestly, Leeds, I don't remember if that was me leading it or Devereaux at the time, but perhaps it was left out. We would have really appreciated you to maybe let us know you were intending to recall them, considering the fact that you're really
he can hold his
hammering
own.
this point home right now. But okay, maybe we
Not even
overlooked it
talk.
at
I'm
the
gonna let
time
you
as
do it.
well.
Good.
All right, but it really would have been nice for a heads up if you really wanted to call them now. But they don't seem to be here, so we can't really call them. So let's move on.
Interrupt your flow, Your Honor.
On the
Mm.
didn't
Fine.
list Rick Crimson on your witness list.
Yeah,
Could
that
have
too.
done that.
I mean, we're not required to do that, Your Honor. That's the whole point of recalling a witness.
You felt it was super necessary.
Leads
to
is
make it known that you needed
self-destructing,
to recall that
yes!
Witness, then maybe you should have also taken that initiative to step up.
Is that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess that's our last witness.
Sorry, I don't know.
Are-
Okay, that's.
Uh,
Oh, geez, that was Franklin. That was uncalled for. Jeez.
That's assault.
Tossing that cup, hey?
maybe someone should do
Anyway,
something about that.
moving. Okay, so that's the last witness. Are we gonna closing arguments? Are we ready to proceed, or do we need a brief recess before we proceed with closing arguments?
I'm ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Closing, and I can just do evidence highlight.
Me? I thought you said you were closing.
I mean, I can do it. No, I can do it.
Just
Yeah,
if
Your
you
Honor,
need
we're ready to
time.
proceed.
Okay, all right.
Okay, since
Ready, I
both
just
sides are ready to
wanted to know if
proceed,
you
we'll just
wanted to
move
do it, so-
right on into
You got
closing
this.
arguments.
Slow,
Prosecution, you're
steady,
up
all
first.
right? If you got to stop to
Thank
breathe,
you, Your
breathe.
Honor. I'm going to just start with a little bit of a evidence highlight on a few things, and then we'll move to a formal closing. First thing that we want to point out is right off the bat with the defense's opening statement, they mentioned the following. They mentioned willfully as a factor into the assault with a deadly charge, but if we actually look at the charge in general, assault with a deadly weapon, it does not mention willfully. It just says no person shall commit assault upon a person of another with a deadly weapon or instrument likely to cause great bodily injury. Have that specific part. Now again, the state here today is contesting that Lieutenant Bloom specifically pulled out his firearm recklessly. Now, per Bloom's testimony, he says that he turned towards the individual that said, "Hey, Bloom." Now, specifically in multiple testimonies by the witness provided, is that they've been having a conversation for Bloom for multiple minutes. Between 5 to 15 minutes was the scope given by multiple witnesses. I believe Franklin DuPont was maximum of 15, and I think the lowest mentioned time was 5 minutes. So between that scope of Franklin DuPont,
there might
Kelly
be in a
Banana,
civil
Rick
case,
Crimson
Pop.
talking to Bloom, he should have been aware that, Kelly was in his presence. That statement was made. We believe that actually Kelly Banana was in eyesight of Bloom, and given the demeanor of conversation that Franklin said, it was not so serious, or something along the lines of it was a joke or it was BSing or whatever it was. So because of that, the state believes that the firearm was pulled without any actual threat, any credible threat. And it was just Kelly Banana saying, "Hey, Bloom." There was no credible threat on scene, and
Why would you what?
Due to that fact and the reckless nature that he pulled out his firearm, it went and discharged into Kelly Banana. Don't pull a firearm if you're not intending to use it. As we stated, there's no credible threat that we see. As well as we wanted to mention specifically that after the expert witness had tested the HL38 in question, it did not malfunction. Again, they stated that it can malfunction, but in that case, it did not malfunction. So we do want to bring that up to point. As well as now we're going to move into the formal closing today. So those are the evidence highlights. On July 16, 2024, Louis Bloom willfully pulled out his firearm and aimed it at Kelly Banana without cause. Actions resulted in her being shot and injured with a deadly weapon. The judiciary has ruled time and time again that a firearm is considered a deadly weapon. The implication of the court's decision here extend far beyond the facts of this case. And an unintentional discharge of a firearm resulting in the injury must be held accountable, lest dangerous precedent be set. The defense here today will attempt to argue that this was an accident and a mistake, which is irrelevant to the outcome of Kelly Banana being shot, as the reckless handling and use of a firearm by Bloom is the reason why we're here today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good shit. Good closing.
Yeah. So, yeah, specifically, and again, nowhere in the assault and deadly charge.
The evidence I want to highlight is the investigation that Veronica Wilson did into the HL38, and as well as the expert witnesses' investigation into the potential defects of the HL38, and the fact that it was cheaply made.
Well, we made our arguments.
Closing.
We have to live with the outcome now.
The fact that the FIB can do zero investigation whatsoever and push charges as serious as this is a travesty. They quite literally made zero attempt at all to actually listen to the victim of this incident or the witnesses, or made any attempt to do an investigation into the firearm itself, and if there's potentially something faulty with it. When it comes to the investigation, we have multiple witness testimony saying there were more than 3 shots fired, but only 3 casings were ever seen, plus no blood being found on the scene, corroborating the findings in Wilson's investigation into the HL38 firearm.
Oh,
and then we have the
their
examination
argument
of the firearm.
is scuff.
I mean, what else has to be
That's
said?
crazy.
The firearm was in fact defective, which the FIB could have found out if they saved all of our time if they had again attempted to do any amount of investigation instead of just throwing the charges out there. The FIB's only probable cause, as they put it, for this charge is that what Bloom said in major assumptions that the FIB believes there's no threat. But the FIBs weren't the ones on scene. They are not Lieutenant Bloom. That is not probable cause, Your Honor, especially when you look at everything surrounding it.
Oh, we got this.
On top of all this, in the
I'm like
charge, assault and
90%
battery
sure
in our
we've got
penal
this
code,
now.
and assault is defined
After
as
this whole court case,
willfully attempting to cause
regardless
physical
of if
harm upon
is
one
found
another-
guilty or not, we
upon
100%
another.
won this court case.
That is the key
if you
word
want to
in this
consider
case.
win or
Willfully.
lose.
We have Bloom saying it was not a willful attempt, and that he never even put his finger on the trigger. There are no wrappings of someone making a willful attempt to harm somebody. Then how, especially with the findings of the potential issues of the HL38 firearm and the lack of any kind of investigation by the FIB, can we find Louis Bloom
They're harping
guilty
too
of
much
this
on
crime?
FIB bad
Thank you for
instead
your
of
time.
pointing out the facts.
Okay. Thank you both sides for those closing arguments. I want to once again thank everyone for getting through this in a relatively quick fashion. I think we
FIB
did
bad.
like 7 witnesses and a whole bunch of objections in like 2.5 hours. So generally, thank you. That's pretty quick. We are going to place this into recess while we go through some deliberations. Not exactly sure how long that is going to take. You know, I don't
FIB
really
is
like
bad.
to put anyone in charge, so you better all be on your best goddamn freaking behavior, okay? We'll be back when we have a decision.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. All
Um,
right, come here.
There's one last thing. Who wants to be in charge of the courtroom while I'm away?
Come on, guys. Come here. Come here.
Show of hands. Who wants to be in charge?
Put it up.
I saw
Mark,
Casey's
Glenn.
hand first. Casey,
Whoever
come
Baldy
on up here.
is.
You're in charge of the courtroom.
So close.
What you
Green,
mean, dog?
come here.
I hid my hand up
Where's
first
Pablo
or
going?
something.
Oh. Over here, guys. FIB over here, huddle.
Who the hell's bald? Who is that? Is that
No.
Gundy?
Fuck the police huddle
I
right
don't know
here,
if that's
guys.
Gundy. I don't know
Hey,
if it
boss.
is.
You could say that again. Looking good, Gundy.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, hey, hey. I don't care if he's found guilty or not guilty. We argued the hell out of this court case, and every single point we made well, and I think the judiciary will see that regardless of the outcome. All right? The arguments we came to make were made, and it is completely up to the judiciary to decide if a cop should be held responsible for a reckless discharge, regardless of him pulling the trigger willfully or not. We did a hell of a good job, Mueller, and I'm proud of you.
Other than that stupid argument of scope, that was kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. The scope was being
Listen.
expanded,
You want to
but they
know what
kept
their
pulling me
arguments
back.
are? Their arguments were these guns aren't making people bleed, and the FIB is bad. Those were their only two arguments.
I hope the judge throw out that whole VR thing entirely, because the whole argument guns don't make people bleed is so crazy
It's
to
fucking
me.
ridiculous.
It's insane.
Good shit. All right. Good shit.
Welcome Team FIB. We hate the police over here. Fuck the police. Yeah. We're for anti-police over here.
Hey, we're gonna protect the hell out of your guys' rights. You understand that?
I appreciate the fuck out of you, and thank you for giving me discounts on fines.
Of course.
We do it.
This is
Guys.
what we do for the citizens of San Andreas. Hold
It
cops
was
accountable for their
disgusting.
actions.
Absolutely disgusting what he
And
did.
rob us. Yeah, that's what
Ah.
I like to eat.
What? And rob you? No, we don't do that.
Can we all put our
Never
hands
mind,
in
we
and
just-
just say
we
Team
just spy on
FIB
everybody and sit
on
on their
three?
block.
Come on,
You know what?
everybody
Fuck yeah.
put
Everybody
with cameras out.
hand. Mark, get
hands
over
in.
here, Mark.
Come on. Guys, you guys did a great job this case.
Papi
We're gonna
Bro.
say
Katie,
FIB
join
on
us.
three.
Hold
Ready?
on.
One, two, three.
Listen.
Hey, come here.
I hope
All right.
Just letting you know.
Hands in the middle. Pablo, get in here.
Pablo, get in here.
Mateo, you're getting tickets from now on. I'm done.
Yeah, I
with
know.
it.
One ticket. I've been getting
by the way.
Everybody,
All right.
everybody.
Oh, I haven't been
On
giving
three.
you
All right.
tickets.
FIB on three. 1, 2, 3. FIB.
Hey.
All right,
Good
yeah,
shit.
hey, great job, team. We all
I
did a
joined
great job.
another
Excellent
team.
job.
Good shit. I'm proud of every single one of
I
you.
remember this, Mateo.
Honestly, me too.
Pablo had something. Hold on, come here. Frank, Dupont, come here. Or no, Dupont. Jesus.
Female officer that's currently on
Do
a.
y'all understand?
No,
She's
I
from
know.
London.
She pulled her taser and threatened to tase Mueller for simply asking a question. It's definitely,
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't act on it, so it's not criminal threats, but
I heard a taser get loaded. That was
yeah,
kinda
she
concerning.
reloaded
Yeah.
it. It is ridiculous, but listen, we're not here for that. We're here to uphold the court.
Yeah, it's just Patsy's in
Shut
it,
up,
really.
pig. You're not on our side.
They're losing, that's why.
Yeah.
Sir,
Hello.
if I was Bloom, you know, it would have gone differently, allegedly.
All right. Perfect. All right. I just want to say again, Mueller, I'm very proud of
Yeah,
you.
good shit, Muller.
Very
I
proud of
have-
you.
This is my last case I'm ever prosecuting. I would
Probably
love to
not,
just
but
be the
that's
officer that
okay.
Testifies to.
You're
You
pro-
know.
this probably won't be the last, but
I mean, most of
you did a
I
good
just-
job. Hey, listen, all that preparation fucking paid off.
It's so paid off.
Look,
Yes.
do you
Did
see how
Leeds'
unorganized?
questions?
Yes, they
Yeah.
were super unorganized,
So
and we
confused the
argued the
questions they were
fuck out of
asking.
our points. Okay, and I just want to reiterate, regardless of the outcome of what the judiciary chooses, we did what we came here to do. Okay,
Yeah.
we did. So good job. You should give yourself a pat on the back. You know what? You know what? Come here. Good
Yeah, I
fucking job,
appreciate it,
buddy.
Frank.
Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you.
Very proud of you.
How could I get that at the judiciary? Jesus Christ.
Do you want food, honey?
I'm good. I actually thank you. First day I've actually gone eating out of the last 2 days.
Agent Mueller
3 days.
soon?
Wait, what? What?
We need to give him some sort of like a final eval from
very green
analyst to
during the
agent.
drug
I gotta
test.
figure that out.
Whoa. Green?
All right, I'm gonna think about
Wasn't-
something for a minute.
I wasn't
gonna
getting
stand in
enough
the corner right
hydration,
here.
So
I gotta go to the bathroom,
yeah,
chat.
so that was a concern. They said I should drink more and eat more.
Can you
so I was
take
like,
your
okay.
glasses off and on?
I think maybe next time yourself consistently.
And this, can all of you take your glasses
I-
off and on?
I will. Hold on,
No.
let me my glasses.
Okay, then you just stay ugly.
You guys chained together right now?
Yes.
No.
We're chained together.
2,
still.
1, jump. It's really simple, guys. All right, just
Taser.
wanted to
What the fuck?
listen. I to be chained together with Cyrus and do you remember Cyrus Hunt? And do you remember James O'Quinn?
What are you talking about?
Remember James O'Quinn, the attorney that was a DDA for, or was with me for a little bit? Or did you? I think you had SAS at the time, so you kind of split. But there was an attorney that used to be in the prosecutor office that used to be my boss, as well as another defense attorney who used to be my boss as well. And we were chained together once. It was not a pleasant experience. I could only imagine.
Experience.
I can imagine what you're going through with
This
Glenn
guy,
right now.
I'm stuck with him because of HR.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
I'm stuck with her because of her actions.
My action.
You're stuck with each other because of each other's actions.
No. I was nothing but a gentleman.
Gentleman
Well,
to
you've
my
also
dog.
been giving attitude, Glenn.
Question: do you jump on 3 or do you jump on jump?
Jump on you in a second. I swear to God.
I don't get this
Just
whole
push
jumping
her.
thing. You're talking about jumping?
I'm so
Are you
down.
are you the one who always drags the chain
All your
behind
fault.
and never keep
Ugh.
up?
What are you guys
Listen,
talking about? You sound insane right now.
Like, that's what I'm saying. He sounds crazy.
I don't know, man.
I have 2 attorney friends that used to work with me, and actually when Greco was the EG and I was the DDA,
Listen. If
we were
I
chained
can't-
together not too long ago, and it was a
That bit.
terrible experience. Chained together,
What?
so it's perfect.
What are you?
Now I can
What do
see
you
how
mean
this stuff
chained
works.
together? What does that mean?
Redacted.
What do you
We
mean
were-
chained
we just had-
together? What
we
are
had
you saying?
belts- Had
Chained
belts around
together
us.
because HR.
had chains.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, well, Bob's doing his job. Bob is doing his job.
I don't know what this whole jumping thing is coming up about.
2, 1, jump.
I don't get that.
What the
3,
hell?
2, 1, jump.
Ah.
Talking about.
You need to go to bed right after this.
I probably do.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna...
Moxie, you too.
Regardless of the outcome of this court case, we'll probably be holding a press conference tomorrow.
Good.
So I don't know exactly when it'll be, but be ready.
Early, please.
I'll see what probably around like 7.5 hours ago.
Before the meeting.
Oh shit!
So
Right.
Yeah.
there's a meeting.
Meeting
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I won't be there for the press conference because like the meeting is literally the last little bit of time I will be available.
Maybe we'll
and
do
then
it
I'm
after
off
then.
the whole Saturday.
We
yeah.
do have a lot
Everybody
of
better
things.
be at the meeting.
Yeah, everyone. We have a lot of things planned. There is
If
a
you're
lot of
not
things
going to
planned for the
I need
meeting.
to talk to you.
I'll be there for 40 minutes and that's pretty much it. So
After or before?
no, we're good.
Like after the start or before the start?
Guys, what meeting?
Staff meeting.
Oh my God.
There was an
Meeting.
announcement.
There was an announcement about this.
Mask in the courtroom.
How's the mask on?
Listen, guys, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, yes, it is, Glenn, and it's our bi-weekly staff meeting we have every other Saturday.
Tell him, Casey. Mateo! This is the Casey's in charge of the court.
Why are you yelling, Holmes?
Press conference to glow? No, just reassuring the citizens of San Andreas that cops will be held accountable and that we're here to do our job. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, regardless of the outcome. And that just because a court case is found not guilty doesn't mean we're not going to stop doing our job.
Beads?
Okay, I'll take it off.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Thank you. There you go.
Everybody, and take your goddamn mask off. Know better. You know better.
Roll Tide.
Please.
Plus, I just like doing press conferences.
Say roll tide.
Yes.
Ew.
I'm very, very, very interested to hear how this is gonna get
I hate.
the verdict.
Can I be honest?
What?
No.
This.
What?
It here.
You hate it here?
Best policy. One.
Court so much.
Okay, well, this was a team effort.
But
This was a team effort. This is the entire FIB, all right? This wasn't just Mueller and I, okay? This was everyone.
Helped.
Yep, you guys did.
Yeah, everybody helped. Yeah, when we were in that like projector room, that was everybody helped. Everybody pitched in. There was a few questions that you
Yeah.
guys mentioned that was there.
99% of the time. And who's this guy without a suit?
Look, I didn't get the
Don't worry about
memo.
it, Nick.
Okay, I was
You
stuck on
didn't
the
get the memo.
train.
It's okay, Nick. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate
Damn,
it.
Poor guy. Nobody dog on him, Blair. He just got
Moxie,
here.
damn.
What?
The hell, Moxie?
I can't. Everybody looks like the same. They all have the same unibrow right now.
Oh no.
Unibrow.
I have a unibrow.
You're
No,
the
I
brow.
don't.
You can
I
tell
do.
who
look like
I am,
yourself,
right,
honey.
Moxie?
I look awful right now.
You can tell who I am.
Another day that ends in Y.
Yes, I can tell who you are.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, there you go.
My gosh.
You could have just take your glasses off.
Oh, God!
Oh, oh no. This shirt.
Hey, Sparks, I lost my shirt, so I'm going to get a new one. Oh my God. How do I fix this? Suddenly Dallas. Hello?
Why do you have a shirt?
I'm going to get one. I lost it.
I'll not keep...
Listen, it's deputy director. I got to get a shirt, okay? I'm going to get one right now. No, I have to go get a new one. I actually have to go get it. Because I didn't have this outfit saved. It actually happens a lot. You'd be surprised how much that actually happens. Is this the same jacket? Wait, I don't think this is the same jacket. Yeah, yeah. Probably is. Whatever, quick wardrobe change. You know, keep things fresh. How much happens IRL? No. Shit. Okay. Surely this is the same jacket. All right. You know, when I say I'm happy with whatever outcome, we argued our point.
You set up from Bunny Parker?
Have a drink.
What the hell happened to my jacket? I took
whiskey.
You took it off so quickly to rip. So
I
you
took
gotta
it
be
off.
careful with
Honestly,
that.
I'm sweating right now, but
What's your reference?
There you go.
A changing room across the hall.
well, my jacket was torn to shreds. They're not going to just have another
Say
jacket
hiding around.
exactly my size.
You don't think they have a bunch of suits back there for judges?
I mean,
and
maybe
shit
they
like that?
do, but not my size. I'm a big guy.
He's very muscular.
I am a big guy.
Got the the. Actually, I've got a question since.
I am a big guy.
Actually, you know what? You're right.
Christ.
Just ripped his shirt off. I saw it.
Built.
He was
Oh my
very muscular.
god. Shirt is ripping again. Like it's crazy how built he is. Holy shit! Look at those buttons. Barely stand on.
Never getting his bad side.
What do you eat on a daily basis? Is it like? What'd you say?
Raw meat and
Yep.
milk.
I have a blue rare steak 3 times a day.
Hold on.
Uber
And a
How do you
liter
get blue steak?
What?
and a gallon of milk.
Yeah. Holy shit.
You know what blue is? Blue means it was literally cut out of the animal and put on a plate.
Okay, how do you not get
This explains
sick?
a lot.
I've got a goddamn prehistoric metabolism, all right?
Oh, okay.
Carnivore. Yeah, he's an omnivore.
Whatever like parasite and insects on there is just seasoning to them. Is that what it is?
Well,
Like,
it's not
just tastes-
seasoning. It just it gets obliterated in my gut because I got bigger parasites in my stomach.
Ooh. Have you seen the doctor about that?
It's like when a little nerdy kid on the playground, he's like, I want to go down the slide, and then the big ass bully comes out and says, hell no, and just pushes him
there's a
over
nerdy
and
kid
takes his
right there.
money. You just call Mark nerdy?
No, that's
Also
not my
nerdy.
Nice.
See,
The least nerdy.
I
Be
mean, when
the
you were a kid, I bet you were a nerd.
wait, are you saying it's like she's compensating for her youth essentially? You think she's compensating
So I'm
for
just
her
gonna
youth
let him.
when she was younger? She's just compensating. Is that what it is? I don't think so. I think
-1?
I think-
Yeah, but
I
Booba
think
would
maybe-
see
I
Booba's
think when
seen
Moxie was
movies.
younger, I feel like she just pushed people off the slide and went down and sat at the bottom of the slide just so nobody could use it.
Crazy.
Listen, team. Okay,
Got banned from the
I missed
playground when I was
everything.
a kid.
How's it
We
going?
fucking destroyed Mateo. We fucking destroyed.
Good shit. Good shit.
And regardless of if guilty or not guilty, we made our case, and we're gonna keep defending the rights of the civilians of San Andreas.
See, listen, you know, if he isn't guilty, I'll just shoot the place up. You know what I'm saying?
Don't.
I'm gonna
No.
pretend I did not hear that.
You know what I mean? We got to get the W somewhere.
I'm gonna pretend I did not hear that.
I was looking at my phone, not paying attention.
You know what? We got the W already.
Every time we tried to have you participate, what have you done?
I might look like a stud.
Me?
But you know what? I look good.
Complained last time.
Who are you talking to, Moxie?
We'll talk about it after. How do you think the case went?
Hello?
Yeah, who are you talking to?
Moxie! Hello?
Ooh, Eartha Moxies. Anyone home?
What?
You're not saying anything.
Him.
No, you're not.
Speak
Look at
up.
him.
Well, why didn't you say that?
I did.
She's
Jesus.
tripping, man.
Okay, at least the energy here is better than the team cops over there.
Oh, what's the energy over there?
Oh, it's very bad. It's very bad.
Oh, is
It's
it?
very,
Why?
it's very
Why?
bad.
Why?
It's
Why?
Very, this is no good, Holmes. I'm telling you.
What were they saying over there?
I think the chica, the lawyer's the only one that was talking to me there. The rest, you know, were just no
They
good,
just
no good.
silent? They just silent over there?
See, it was just like I think he was crying. You know what I mean? He just wouldn't say a thing.
Bloom's crying?
I think so. I don't know. He didn't say anything.
Oh, well, now I feel bad.
Some up on the balcony
Let me see if
yesterday.
he's feeling a little better.
What?
PD morale destroyed. And that's the real W.
Climb up the wall and start hissing from the ceiling and vomiting acid.
Who's going to?
Me.
Why?
You call sanitation. Okay? You call
I
sanitation.
am going to lose my mind. My head's gonna start spinning around. I'll crawl up the
I thought
wall.
you already do that.
I gotta be on for chicken.
Strongrock, there's only so much room left
I'm sorry.
that I am giving him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You need to relax. You need to relax, Moxie. Okay?
True.
Just calm down.
Relax.
Yes, you need to relax.
I am great.
No, you're not. You
Moxie-
just said you were going to climb up the wall and spit acid.
True. Calm
I
down.
That is
please.
not
stand
something a sane person
courtroom.
says.
That's when was I sane?
Are you insane?
Yes.
Wait, hold up. I'm moving
I
over
don't
here.
think you want to say that.
I'm moving over here.
We're stuck together. You can't. Where you going?
I don't.
said so.
Ooh, no.
IHR?
I gotta.
Really gonna pull that on
I'm
me,
gonna
really?
think right here. If they come out, please don't let. Actually, hold on. I'll tell Mother that.
Lose, I'm gonna, I
Hey, I'm gonna think again in the corner over there. If they come out and they're gonna give the deliberation, please ask them to just wait a couple of minutes.
Take a lot longer than this.
I need an ice pack, man. Is there a medic around?
Yeah, this is gonna take a while.
Shit.
Did I return the phone?
Oh my god.
I was actually thinking about going to bed because it's been a very.
No, you're good. You're good.
Joe and I have an arrangement. Don't worry about it. Honey, listen, honey.
We're on for like an hour for that meeting, and then I've
Yeah,
gotta go because like,
city is.
if I can
You
finish
look like
that meeting,
yourself.
I'm gonna
I
be there
can
for like
promise you
30
that.
minutes.
Though. How else would I recognize you?
Sunday will be the day I'm Sunday after 7. Yeah, so first after 7:30, I'll be there.
Yeah, I imagine it's the same with me. I have a distinct voice and a distinct look. And
I get a chance to Karen to make the outfits, so I'm literally just gonna go to the clothing store probably tonight, like after this.
Good luck. Good luck.
Make
Clean them.
whatever I'm gonna wear, and then because you have.
What the? What happened? You just do.
Fell over.
What'd you do?
I didn't do shit. He fell over. Yo, clumsy ass.
Shit.
I just wanted to say goodnight.
Unironically, maybe
I
less than
appreciate
you.
you.
Pin time?
Well,
if
for a
you
little
don't
bit,
count
yeah.
dogs. If you count dogs, it's been way more than that.
But
Proud of
yeah.
you.
Okay.
Listen, it's been a.
Imagine us do what they must feel if they lost a court case against prosecutors who did no investigation.
Yeah. You weren't there, so it was like I was spiraling and the anxiety was crazy. But you're back. I can actually
logo
kind
kinda
of
hits.
nobody's around because that one time nobody was around. Not nobody in the FIB. Dave Harvey, Bird, Lachlan, nobody was around.
You missed it. They gave the verdict. Booba found guilty. What? What did I do?
So, but you know, it'd be nice that you're around. So.
Actually, no, it was
Yeah,
5 of them. Super
yeah, I'm-
radiated
I'm-
dogs. They were like
I'm
6
gonna
foot
be
tall,
around.
and they stood on 2
I'm
legs,
back to
and they
just being
ran around
around
the
now,
DMV.
so.
And one of them,
The fuck?
We'll catch up on stuff, okay?
I'll see you if probably possibly Saturday, if not Sunday for sure.
All right. See you then.
I'm still debating if I want to gritty down the aisle, so just be aware of that. I'm still debating on it.
You're still okay.
I might do
Mueller?
a gritty one and then be like, oh, for
Mueller, you
serious.
better not.
What?
You doing?
What?
It's not allowed, and I will not be impressed.
Grittying in the aisle. Listen, I might do one and then I might go back and do a serious
Ooh,
one. You know.
Be
Okay.
impressed.
Mueller, no.
Wait, we're gonna do a great
I will not. I will
No.
not gritty down
Hey,
the aisle.
Against
hey.
the rules.
Hey,
will
hey.
not gritty down the
Yeah,
aisle.
what's up?
If they find him
guilty, you should tell them that they should also suspend his weapons license because it hasn't been suspended yet.
Right, right. Well, he never got formally
Well, honey,
processed.
guess we can't
so
do that. That's
when we go to actually arrest him, we'll inform him of that.
All right, hell yeah, Strong.
Yep.
You're doing a good job over here. I think you won.
Thank you. You know, at the end of the
Even
day,
when Skylar tried to undermine you.
yeah. Well, you know, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, we made our point, we argued
Night,
it,
everybody.
and I would
I'll see you
say
guys later.
we did a hell of a good job. Bye, Katie.
That you did.
And regardless of the outcome of this, I think it was pretty clear who did a better job preparing for this.
Yeah. Yeah, they were banking on the dismissal. That's what they were banking on.
I think they probably were.
They also blatantly misstated testimony in their closing. He said that the gun was defective, and I'm like, he literally said verbatim, this gun is not defective.
Pretty much. Well, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We came to this court with the intentions of them considering the gun even being even malfunctioning. Even with
why
that,
he pointed it.
why he pulled out the gun, why he aimed it, that shows a willful intent.
Yes, it does.
The trigger being pulled is regardless.
And just because someone said, "Hey, Bloom," is not good enough
Nope.
reason.
It is not a lawful reason to draw their firearm and aim it at someone.
Unless they're gonna make a "Hey, Bloom" case law.
Well, you know what? I think, honestly, Mueller, I think you should have bit the bullet for the contempt. I'll be honest with you.
On my record.
What?
Should have. You should have said it
have a
again, and then when he
contempt on
didn't
my
shoot you, you should have been like, "Well, look, here's the example."
Well, Your Honor,
I
I
probably
might have
would have done it. I probably would have taken the contempt. Because it just staples the point of our argument even more. right, is the fact that it is not a lawful reason to pull a firearm.
Shoot somebody. The only thing I was shot with was a contempt, but not a bullet. There's no reason you should be shot for saying "Hey, Bloom." So.
For Christ's sake, the report was titled "Hey, Bloom." I mean, again, we made our arguments. We made our arguments. To be completely honest with you, I don't care about it being guilty or not guilty. We did this with the intentions of holding officers accountable for their actions, and whatever the judiciary finds, I will consider that done.
Strongrock, you need to take better care of your analyst over here.
Why is that? I think
this man has been so troubled by this case, and it's because you left him alone by himself. With Skylar.
Well, what do you mean with Skylar? When were you ever alone with Skylar?
I wasn't alone,
when
but more
you
of
weren't responding to any motion.
no, it was just It was Strongrock's day off. That's why. So nobody was like.
Oh,
it
so
was just
you were
me.
having a panic attack over one day.
A little bit.
Muller, I tried to reassure you. I tried, but I guess I didn't do a good enough job. Listen.
Well, it's over. After you basically just recognized it and just said what you had to say, I was like, okay, cool, we're good. We'll just wait another day. The days passed. I'm like, they're not dismissing this, so we're good.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
it's
They
good.
would've- yeah.
It's good. Listen, we made our argument. We're trying to uphold the rights of the civilians and keep the cops accountable. I don't care if it's guilty or not guilty. We did our job. That's it.
You guys should have called me up for recall. There's a lot of stuff Bloom said that I could have countered.
We can't recall you. That's the problem. We've settled, so. We rested, sorry. So.
And I mean, even then,
Yeah,
right?
Even then.
We have
I did
we have
point out
3
the
witness testimonies
inconsistencies.
countering his "I turned around." 3 witnesses
facing
stated
her,
he
I'm pretty
turned. Yep. 3 witnesses stated he turned and not completely turned around. So I don't think that that's going to be called into question.
I've actually got a general question here. So the defense can appeal a court ruling. Can the state appeal a court ruling?
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know if I've ever seen it before, but I imagine
Never,
you could.
never in this state. I don't think so. The state has appealed a ruling because it's one of those things. One goes out, 10 more come in. Don't really have the time to do so. Very common that the state can, do that. But the thing is that it doesn't affect. If it's like
You
not.
need to lock it in, Casey.
Did you just admit?
I mean, their entire argument was the fact that their argument was attempted murder.
Oh my god.
Listen, I could have. Yeah, they were.
Their entire argument was that it wasn't attempted murder. That's it. That was.
They're arguing the literal definition of the term assault in battery and that's how you determine assault under assault with a deadly.
cuts.
Where does it
Because
say
assault
that?
Battery
Jesus Christ.
requires the willful intent. But I don't know if they're gonna buy that.
I mean,
And if they do-
regardless of if that is the way the judges rule, I mean, the willful intent was him pulling his gun and aiming it. It just because he didn't willfully intend to pull the trigger and shoot Kelly, he aimed it. And if you're gonna aim a gun, and he should be well trained enough to know that if you aim a gun, you should be damn ready to pull the trigger.
Honestly, with the precedent that has been set by this court before, any use of force with a firearm is considered
deadly,
attempted
yeah.
murder.
Oh, yeah, that is true as well.
Or
But
intending to kill if you are using a
Yeah.
firearm.
Well,
But
the
they
thing
can
is,
get
has
off
that
of
ever
that
been
with
ruled
the-
as a from a cop side? I don't think so.
No.
And they're
No, it
arguing
hasn't.
qualified immunity, I think, to some extent.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
listen, that's the intent part that we're not arguing, right? We're not saying that he intentionally pulled the trigger. We're saying his reckless actions of withdrawing the firearm and pointing at somebody as a joke or as a, just I don't know how to assess a threat properly and just being, hey, Bloom, if I just said that to you, hey, and then you just pulled a gun and it accidentally went off, do you think you get treated the same as Bloom did?
Like, this is absolutely reckless discharge, and because someone got hurt, it makes it assault with a
Yep.
deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see what the judges say. I feel like I hope that I know that for a fact the reason why this is taking longer. I just have to see like they're thinking there that if we let Bloom go, this opens to so many cops just saying that their gun malfunctioned
Or
that they're-
criminals.
Yeah. Or even criminals being able to say,
My gun's
oh, it's not
malfunctioning.
attempted
My
murder."
gun's malfunctioning as they unload an entire clip into a cop.
You know who could have been called as an expert witness to
Well,
check
yeah.
the quality
for
of the
guns,
gun?
yeah.
We didn't really have a say in that, to be
Gavin
honest with you.
Joy, who literally wants to
he's
open
on
a
the
gun
judge.
repair store. Well,
He's
yes,
on.
but
He can't because he's the judge.
but
That's-
he does have personal
Yeah.
knowledge that he can use
He
to,
does.
to rule on this case.
Well, the thing that
Which
I
would
didn't
help
understand
a lot in deliberation.
was the whole point of the second gun. Why was that even called into question?
I don't know. I don't know why they.
That
brought up
had
the
nothing
second
to do
HL
with this
gun.
case whatsoever. I feel like we let that go on too far, to be honest with you. But it doesn't really matter because regardless of the gun's malfunction, he pulled the gun out, aimed it, and the trigger had to be pulled. The Sheriff Woods clearly stated multiple times. Obviously, it was a little rocky, which is why I tried to get him to clarify. But he stated at least twice that the trigger needed to be pulled.
Yeah.
For the gun to malfunction.
I think Joy probably heard that.
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to get it as clarified as possible because Woods was really rocky in having like a clear, concise answer. He was like obviously he was trying not to be biased, but I feel like he was clouding his own statements.
Well, me and Franklin were talking on the side over there about literally the fact that we think that Joy hears a lot more than people think he does. And that was in regards to that fucking text message right there. Where we're like, it is either hearsay or facts not in evidence. It's one of the two. Which one do you want to lose to? Because that's exactly what Joy's going to say.
Yeah, and
their
the thing
argument
is,
that they can't prove it, sure you can. A fucking
Sir, up there,
subpoena.
it's 2024,
Easy,
you
done,
can't do that.
over.
yeah, and that's the thing. We prepared for the hell out of them bringing up this picture. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there's no telling what time that actually is on the text message. Because they did not call Pond to clarify her time zone or however she has her phone set to, time-wise. This could have been a text message from after the incident.
But a text message from any person's phone.
Exactly. They missed out a couple of witnesses. They really should have probably called Pond, as well as Rick. They should have called Rick for their side as well.
They should have. Tried to.
And they
But
failed miserably.
They dropped the ball.
Yep. I'm just glad Leeds came in on this and did his. I'm not trying to be mean, but as bad as she did.
Yeah, the reason why the expert witness got so far is that her questions were there's A, B, C, B, A, B, like that's how she was formatting her questions, and I was so confused. She was doing it all on the fly. So it's Leeds fashion that she did that as the DA as well, which I really didn't like.
Yeah,
Meredith's a good lawyer, and Meredith was doing everything she could.
Meredith did a good job. I agree.
Yeah. It wasn't snippy or anything like that. Leeds how she was acting was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The questioning they did outside the court to all witnesses honestly gave us their entire argument. I don't know why they did that. I'll be completely honest with you. I think they were worried about the questioning of the witnesses in court because they're lawyers and lawyers will specifically choose to answer questions to fuck with the person asking them. So I imagine that they thought, okay, we need to get all of our bases covered, but they gave us their entire argument. They gave us the fact that they were arguing that he did not willfully mean to kill or try to kill Kelly. And we were not even arguing that to any extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally everything that I do on the docket is intentionally as vague as possible. And when someone comes back at me, I say, I'm not required to give you my whole argument. If the court wants me to elaborate, I will, but I don't have to show you my hand here.
Yep.
Usually that works. The judge is like, okay.
Leeds, you don't look like yourself.
And if the judge questions it, then I go, okay, here's a little bit more detail. And if you want me to give more, I'll give more.
I'm going to say this
Never
as
show your
well.
hand.
Schwinghammer is a very defense-sided judge, so I know Schwinghammer is probably going to go not guilty with some technicality. I know Joy will probably lean into guilty, considering the charge is worded. There is still a chance he might go not guilty.
I think Joy will convince.
Yeah,
He
I think
also knows that Bloom threatened
I-
to arrest judges
Yeah.
before for giving him wrong verdicts.
Yeah, I will say as well, with Bloom, or sorry, with it, I think it's going to be Devereaux. Devereaux is going to be the deciding factor. I've seen Schwinghammer, even though Gavin has stated
heard my
multiple
name
times that
over
he doesn't
there.
agree with it. I have seen Schwinghammer go opposite of Gavin regardless. They have the power to do so, and they can.
Oh, of
But
course they can.
He will
but
probably, yeah.
I think
You think Joy will still?
I think
convince
Joy
you?
will convince, because at the end of the day, here's what happened. We argued facts and evidence. They had to bring up all this random shit like a gun not making people bleed.
That was crazy. Still again, holy shit.
I cannot believe that they actually did that. That is actually ridiculous. You think I wanted to ask, is virtual reality real life?
Okay, are you a member of the DOJ?
No,
Yeah, they
I didn't
opened
want to
that can of
have.
worms.
I didn't want to have to do that, but they literally said I'm still really not angry, but the fact that Sparks assisted in that investigation is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, kind of surprising.
That is kind of ridiculous. That's really a really bad look.
I could not believe when I looked, because listen, every day that I woke up, I looked at that docket to read the 5 new motions that were
Oh
in.
yeah.
That was my start to my day, and I could not believe when Sparks in one motion said,
Great idea. Thank
"I have
I'm here."
determined that I am not conflicted," and then in the next motion said, "I'm dismissing all charges."
Yeah, yeah.
What was the crazy part?
The conversation, I had a conversation with the defense. They said it's okay. They don't think I'm biased. I'm gonna drop this.
No wonder. No wonder.
I cannot believe that. And this whole, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mueller. This conversation that she said she had with the judiciary, and then stated to me that they put her in a position where she had to make a difficult choice, or that they put her in a difficult position. Ridiculous. What difficult position could that be? The fact that she didn't think that this was probable cause to arrest, and they told her that she can make the choice to not represent us? Like, that's...
Did she ever speak to you two to figure out what you did investigation-wise, or did she just assume that more investigation needed to be done?
To be honest with you, I think what happened was there was some, and I don't want to, I hate making people look bad, but I feel like there's some pretty big collusion here. And I think with the
internally,
defense. Yeah. And I think that they talked, and Sparks through her, I don't want to say bias, through her
stance,
not stance, she expanded on a minor possibility and used it as the entire way of trying to, derail this thing.
The first time I saw it, I said, I wonder if the FIB is going to look at that as government corruption. That was the first thing that entered my head.
The thing is, she has a right to do it.
She does.
As the attorney general,
as
as
well
the
as
district attorney. Yeah, I mean, we can subpoena phone records and call, see if we can find any conversations had where she talked to either Bloom or Leeds and saying things like, you know what, I really don't think this is a good case. I think the FIB is fucking up. They should have spent longer. That would look pretty goddamn bad.
Yeah, she's too smart for that. Every time I've had to try to have a conversation with her over text, she says, "Call me instead."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's
She
already
texts me
admitted.
now
She's
a
already
lot
admitted
more,
on the docket multiple times to reaching out to the defense and having conversations. So
as well as mentioning that she's conflicted.
Hey, it could be a fun little side project for you.
Yeah.
See if maybe there's some corruption there, and then we get a new DA. Maybe it's me.
Or no DA.
I would take a long walk up a short pier if you picked me.
To be honest with you, I think at the point at the stage,
if the current DA gets removed, who appoints the new one? Given there's no attorney general.
the governor.
anymore?
Governor.
The
Mayor.
governor is in charge of the DA's office now.
You think the governor's gonna wake up
Nope.
and do that shit?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll be in the ICU.
He'll be like, no, elect a new governor.
He's gonna wake up in the ICU, send a text to the judiciary to say that it's police officers prosecuting cases, and go back. Something like that.
Yeah,
That'd
I mean,
be great. I love that as a defense attorney. Let's do that shit.
I think. Well, yeah, you'd probably have a lot easier cases, but
I sure would.
I think the point the DA's office is in, it's not going to survive very much more of this.
Yeah.
So much shit has happened, and if we were to go out and try to prosecute Lee or Sparks, which I don't personally want to do, I think it's just going to create I mean, do I think that there was some level of collusion or corruption there? Yeah, probably. But I don't think it's worth going after.
Yeah, I mean, especially since you don't have a lieutenant anymore now that Pennyworth left the DA's office.
Which is disappointing. Really disappointing.
Okay, but at the same time, that man was DA and then got a promotion to then get demoted.
Not
Well, no, I'm
to
not
back to
blaming
his
him.
rank,
I'm not
below
blaming
his
him.
rank.
I'm saying that that's really disappointing that he was not in any.
Offered that back,
He went,
yeah.
he went from literally the ultimate prosecuting power in the state of San Andreas to being a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, well, they kind of fucked him over.
100% did.
The cop had a pacemaker.
Kind of fucked him over. And
Yeah.
then when he left, everything went to shit because I got severe charges dismissed because there was no one in the DA's office to respond to a court order to supply a criminal report.
Damn. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's very little people right now. in the
Skylar's
DA's
too
office.
busy
Like, this
making
morning, it was
motions
kinda
against
like,
her
damn.
own side on the
Skylar told me they're
docket
not
to
gonna
take
try
our
to hire any defense
CAFs.
attorneys again, and they better not.
Hey.
Because
Well,
they
you
already
know-
purged the fuck out of the defense attorneys.
Muller, I don't know if it was yours, but the Mac McCann CAF got dropped because no DA picked it up.
I think I put it back up. Hold on. Put it back up.
Not sure. But you know,
Like right after I put it back up.
I
No,
don't want
did
to throw any
not.
shade, but the DA's office is too busy making motions against their own side.
What about Mac, huh? What about Mac?
Listen, Mac wants his vehicles taken. Okay, we're helping him.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, I know that. Yeah.
Charges 10K, but
Yeah, we're
Take all of Mac's cars.
You know, that would be good, especially the Buffalo. That's the one we actually want.
I know that.
What?
No, he doesn't.
Well, I mean, every
Make
time I
sure you
see
take
him,
a
he's
Stratum.
driving it. Is Stratum?
So what? He has keys to it. I have keys to it. Everybody has keys to it.
It's Guillermo's, right? Whose is it? Oh, wait. Yeah, whose is it?
2K, depending on if I have to take it to
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
You guys all just have a key to a car that
Hold
nobody
on.
knows who owns.
I can look it up.
Sir, are
Yeah,
you
it's
the
Guillermo's
police
Buffalo
officer?
Hellhound.
Oh, shit. Well, I have to make you work for it.
Well, I mean, I already knew it. You just made me confirm it.
I made you work for it a little more.
I want that car. I'm gonna paint it black and put lights and sirens in it. That is a car
We
that
have
our
a Buffalo. I don't want to hear it.
well, no, I know we do, but that car, the one you guys have, that Buffalo, our director 10 years ago had the same exact one, and he really, really, really wants that car.
Who's your director?
You know him. You've met him. You met him on your block, I
Wait,
think.
think of this. I hope he fucking dies. No, I really hope that Vato fucking dies.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Can make it happen.
No. You wouldn't want to do that. Trust me.
I'll do it.
I'm pretty sure you might have that.
Why did you?
Vato
I mean,
got a mouth on it.
listen. Do you see what's happening in this court case today? How many times have you been fucked over by Bloom?
One time.
Well, one too many, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. But
So, you kill our director, maybe stuff like this doesn't happen.
no, it's still gonna happen.
I'm there every day.
Yeah, it will. Don't worry. I wouldn't.
It will. No, it will 110% still happen.
I wouldn't sacrifice the rights of the people for something like that. But I do care about our director, and I definitely do not want him harmed.
Too many people now.
Oh, hope he dies.
Okay. All right. You know, I feel
Fucking
good.
here, was gonna
I feel
tell you
good.
something. You don't want that Buffalo, by the way.
Why not?
It drives like ass.
Who cares? It's a goddamn good-looking car.
It is. It's a really good.
That car looks goddamn good. I mean, the colors, you know.
We get that-
eh.
we're gonna try to get the custom livery on it too.
Gotta share that with my.
Oh, really?
It costs a lot. It fucking costs a lot.
Yeah, I imagine. Probably like what, 30 grand?
No.
That's a lot of money.
Almost a whole house.
You mean that's how much it would cost, or 30 grand is almost a house?
I mean, it's like 1/4 of a house, I guess, right?
Yeah, like 1/4. Or like a third, depending.
What are you doing today?
Jump up.
When was the
What?
last time you got shot?
Okay, please. I really would not like to get shot here and now.
I'm
And
not
it
gonna
was
say I'm gonna shoot you. It's just a question.
I want to say 5 days ago.
5 days ago. Okay. Well, if Bloom's not guilty, you might get shot.
Well, why are you shooting me and not? Never mind.
Because he's a lawyer, right?
No,
You're a
not
lawyer?
Mueller. Muller's an analyst. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about us.
Oh, listen, because no, he should be guilty. I
Well,
heard.
I'm not talking about Bloom either. Listen, I don't determine.
I heard your team dropped the ball.
But who said that?
You know, I've been talking. Listen, I think I've almost
We didn't
talked to
drop the
everybody
ball.
this
Trust
quarter.
me. Trust me, Mateo. We did anything but drop the ball.
Or
we made one hell of an argument, and that's all we came here to do. The judges are going to decide if he's guilty or not guilty.
Okay, you sure?
I'm positive. Listen, would you find Bloom guilty knowing the facts and evidence? He shot someone.
Well, Mac just texted me. He said, "You're bald."
Why would he say that? I mean, you've got a nice head of hair.
You're bald. He said you're bald.
Why, Mr. Mateo? You've got a great head of hair. I would not take that from Mac.
Mac McCann said you are bald.
I know, but I don't know why he would say that to you.
Oh, he just texted me to tell you.
Oh, you mean he's referring to me? Oh.
See.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I like it. I think I look good. I look serious, and I'm a serious man. Very, very serious.
Look down. Let's see it. Let's see if it's a even shave. What's on the top of your head right there? You missed a spot.
I didn't shave my head. The doctors did.
Well, they didn't do a good job.
Well, I mean, it's growing back, so
The
I don't.
doctor shaved your head. What?
I got shot in the head.
Oh.
That was like a
shit.
week prior to the one 5 days ago.
I remember that. I was in the hospital. I saw you. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, so
Oh,
that's
when I
what
got
happened.
kidnapped?
By who?
Holden Maddox?
Dix.
Huh? Holden Maddox, old piece of shit. Absolutely senile. Probably needs to be put in a home. Or like worse.
No, I don't know who that is.
Well, consider yourself lucky.
I remember when they first got imported.
Well, he was trying to do us a favor, I guess.
No, he was not.
Listen, Vato, you like sat on our block for a week trying to take pictures of us. You're not the biggest. I'm not your fan. You know that?
And what's wrong with that?
That's fucking creepy, Holmes. Why are you taking pictures of us?
I mean, it's our job, you know?
Your job to take fucking pictures of us without
Yes.
us knowing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I could take one now if you want. You want to pose?
Maybe I am going to go join Team Cops.
You really want your friends and all the other criminals in this courtroom to see that?
Oh, I don't fucking shit. Listen, what? I'll fucking start shooting up this whole place right now. Sides. Prank is a prank, okay? It's a fucking prank.
Said you plus your FIB agents remind him of these guys. I don't know what this means. Mac just texted me and said, not to stir trouble, but Maddox said you plus your FIB agents remind him of these guys. And it's a picture of a man, a bald man with a pointy nose, with a scarf wearing black next to two yellow guys that are wearing goggles.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, they're like little short yellow guys.
Old Vato with the big nose.
And then, yeah, then there's this big guy sitting next to him with a pointy nose. He's also bald.
Minions! It's a minion. You're talking about minions.
Is that what these are?
Fuck, I forgot his name. Shit.
It's Gru.
Oh.
You know, I mean, these guys look kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what he means by agents.
Don't have one eye?
There's no agents here.
What about behind you? What are they?
Moxie security, Nick is security, Glenn is an analyst, Bob is a clerk, and Mark is also an analyst.
What is this?
you're not needing this court case, go help with that 13 if you guys.
Yeah, I hope all the cops die.
Just take our car, go.
Hell?
My way, where's it at?
Toledo.
$7,315 secured.
Actually not. I just thought it'd be funny. It's like, where's the opposite end of the state? What's he gonna play up, man?
Fuck, I was going to say something, but I forgot.
That's okay. Take your time.
Let me think.
A helicopter.
I like to put like clear tape underneath people's laser mice. Like slowly,
Come to the courthouse.
I like removed the HDMI cords, but only a little bit.
No matter what happens, chat, we did our
Fuck you.
best. What?
Okay, I told them.
We did our goddamn best.
All right.
Is it why does it take so long?
It's because there's 3 people that have to come to somewhat of an agreement.
Give me $20 and I'll try to sneak into the judge room.
No. I don't.
Somebody did that once and they were never seen again. Gordo Pantalones, rest in peace.
I value your life, Mateo. Despite what you probably
Really?
think.
But I want to do it. I want to see what it looks like.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. You have a free right to move your legs and go where you please.
Oh God. He knocks on that door. That door's gonna. Okay, good. Many clerks are in that room as well. I saw a lot of magistrates and clerks.
I saw Felipe and I think Marcy. Come on. Come on, man. Please. 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 Do I need to put chat in emote only mode? No one's gonna spoil, right? No one's spoiling, right?
I realize you. I don't think I've seen you late.
No, I've been around this late before.
Oh, okay.
Regrettably, but I have been. Yeah. You can at least time people out. I might just close chat until the verdict, actually, now that I think about it.
It definitely should be.
Hello, baby.
I do not like cockfights.
Oh?
No, it's the best.
Chickens are beautiful, emotional creatures.
See, honey, that's why you had to go to the meetings and all that, because yes.
Emote only anyways. Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good idea, actually. Via raises a great point.
God, here we go.
Oh, how you doing, Jet?
Oh no, not that emo. Oh God.
Okay, well then. Okay, then you come there and I get you dressed. All right. No, I will send you a text message of their uniform.
Pulls out a frog and rubs it for good luck.
I see you, Kate pal. Listen, I will see you. I'll see you tomorrow an hour before and get you dressed. Okay. I love you. Baby.
That just came into some money.
Head her back to the car. Kicked out the group. I don't even know.
Talking about some big money, huh?
Question is he gonna get a Sloan amendment? I don't know. Did that have to be something like prior to the court case? Or I don't know. Doesn't that have to be extended from the DA or from the prosecuting team? I think it does. Like, that's like a pretrial. If you don't want to go to court, we'll offer you the Sloan Amendment, and we'll just forego the court ruling. How does the Sloan Amendment work?
I don't know.
Was this something that we had to offer him prior to court?
I genuinely do not know how the Sloan Amendment worked. I went through paperwork and everything and all the legislations. I could not find the Sloan Amendment. So I'm completely blind, but I think it works something like they stay clean, then the charge gets. I don't know.
So I think what it is it's like he gets found guilty, but the charge is not waived, but like it's like he gets one free, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Article 9 of the Bill of Rights.
Article 9 of Bill of Rights. Okay, let me take this look.
Subsection.
Bill of Rights. Okay.
Constitution.
Okay. Constitution, yeah. Article 9. Sloan Amendment. Here we go. Where an individual is facing indictment on first felony D, C, B, or A upon their record, the Office of the Attorney General, District Attorney's Office may offer. Okay, so the District Attorney's Office needs to offer it.
Oh, so then it's already too late, right?
Yeah, it's already too late. They would have had to offer it a suspended plea of guilty with conditions. So they had to plead guilty, and then they would offer them the Sloan Amendment as a condition of pleading guilty. And then this would be a revocation of sentence and entry of the crimes. A suspended sentence shall not be reflected upon the individual's permanent record, except where conditions are violated, causing the suspension to be revoked.
I
So
need some
like,
get
stay out of
pumped up
crime,
music.
Don't do this. Don't fuck up for probably 60
Right.
days, 90 days, something like that.
I need some get pumped up music.
Do that. What was it called? I used to do that from where I came from back in Mass. It was look it up again. It's been a minute. Pretrial diversion. That's what it was, I think. Essentially, you'd offer them a plea agreement, and they would still plead guilty, and it would be on their record for 30 days. But they remained clean. If it was their first time offense, that charge would be automatically expunged. But the judge had to approve it, something like that. But in inverse.
All right. So I guess, long story short, he cannot get the Sloan Agreement or amendment.
He can't. No, because the DA's office need to extend it, and let's see where the DA's office is. Oh, not supporting it, so we're good.
He's paranoid right now. He's done bad. I thought just let you know what I'm saying.
Why don't you just say hello? Hey, what's up, man?
Well, I said, hey, it's 2024, where slang is used all the time, Bloom.
I'd say hey, but that's fine too. What's up, man?
Willis, you
He got shot of saying "Hey, Bloom."
You have a pistol on you?
Oh God.
I was Sir Willis.
You're Willis, yeah. You're Willis Bloom.
For some reason, Lily.
My allergies are gone, chat.
Oh, I wonder why. If you had, listen, JJ, if he had one, he would.
It was because I was on ketamine and cocaine.
My allergies are gone. I outlasted my allergies. That's crazy.
Just say he was on ketamine and cocaine.
You know, an argument that I don't think they made too much, they probably could have gone after more, and they could have asked Kelly, is if she wanted to press charges and things like that.
That's true, yeah.
I would have much
They
preferred
really
to
only
go
said
on that.
they didn't, stop to even ask if the witness or the victim wanted to press charges.
Strongrock
Which
would've just won.
we don't need that, but they could have probably went on that more than they did.
That's true. That would have been a good way to do it.
I think they might have been afraid to ask that though for the wrong answer. Dude, when Kelly said that Bloom was incompetent, holy shit. That was really big. That was really big because that shows that the victim believes that it was intentional. To an extent,
Yeah,
right?
to an extent.
He intentionally pulled the gun, aimed it, and the trigger went off because of his
His
incompetence.
incompetence, yeah, perfect, yeah. His incompetence and reckless nature, so.
Nice one.
We were an hour and 30. Did they say right? An hour 30 into the court, or 2 hours 30? No, an hour 30.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The judges said thank you for doing this really quickly. We got this done in under an hour and 30, or did they say 2 hours 30?
Under 2:30, I think.
An hour and 30? Okay.
No, 2:30.
2 hours? 2:30? Okay. Okay, so if it was 2 hours, 8, 9, 10, 10. So we've been in deliberation for about an hour.
Really just
Yep.
hearing things now. Did not hear that.
Another hour. They can't really tell us for wasting anybody's time. I will be honest. They took longer in deliberation than they did listening to the
I mean, we did a good job. You know, like I said, we came prepared. We asked
We
what we
moved
wanted to ask.
quickly.
We pushed our
Yeah.
points, and you know, we did what we did.
You could see how much being prepared gets us through. Really
I know. I mean, look at how fast we
Yeah.
moved that. The testimonies of the witnesses that took forever was the defenses.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of let me ask my co-counselor, whatever. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't grab the mic, Mateo.
Why?
Don't grab the mic.
Grab it.
Don't grab it.
The judges will get mad, okay?
They get mad.
Don't get mad. The speakers are loud.
You'll probably end up getting.
I wonder if Kelly's gonna sue if he gets found guilty.
Kelly's gonna sue us?
No, sue Bloom if
Him?
he gets found guilty.
Maybe. I don't know though.
I mean, it would be the goddamn easiest lawsuit of her life.
Yeah, that is true. That would have been a very, very good loss.
I guess we'll see though, right?
Play the music. You're the music guy.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about doing like mock trial shit for cases. I might put Moeller in charge of doing something like that, setting that up. Hey, how do you feel about working with the analysts and building some sort of like judge assessment and putting together like portfolios of the judges and how they rule and their history, and building like mock trials prior to us going to court?
I think it's really nice to build like a profile on the judges and the where they stand on certain things. My only thing is the mock trial stuff. I have seen firms here try to do it and fail. It's very hard to do a mock trial, like especially when the witnesses are mock witnesses, not the real witnesses. It is very difficult.
What? Sorry, one more time.
We can do the whole judges profile thing and everything, and just establish where they stand and everything like that. But
I can't feel my
but the main thing is the mock trial stuff. That's going to be difficult because I know WTF Law tried to do it, they failed. The Attorney General's office tried to do it, they failed. It's very hard to be a witness that isn't actually a witness and you're reading off of a document. It just doesn't work. We can try, but you know, it's so rare that we ever will.
Well, here's the thing, right? Regardless of how accurate it could be, it would still help rather than harm.
That is true. Yeah.
Having more experience is always beneficial rather than less.
That's true.
It's an idea. It's something you could do if you want to.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Dad, are you done making my lollipop?
We'll have to see when we get another
yet.
court case, though. That's a big
Waiting
thing.
on the
so.
distributor.
Well, we may get more after this one.
See you soon.
True. Oh God, I heard the door and I was looking behind me, not in front of me, and I
This
thought a
is
judge walked out.
this is a huge defining moment.
It is a very
This is basically going to determine how we go about doing this from now on.
Mhm.
Because not only are we proving our ability to perform an investigation on a police officer, but our ability to prosecute it ourselves alone in a court of law and have the outcome be favorable, if it is, regardless of if it is or not.
True. This is going to be definitely really interesting to see how this goes. I can see so many ways of them weaseling out and weaseling into a guilty plea. I
Yep.
can see it so many.
It's a
so
coin
many
flip.
ways.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah, it's such a coin. It's
I think if they recognize like the preparation and the points made, we definitely would get leverage on that side. But again, right? It doesn't that doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah.
But it definitely does when it comes to opinions, right? And the judges have them. The judges, it is impossible to be impartial.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite
And
impossible.
in a court case where a judge is like, oh, well, this side argued great points and didn't really cause much of a problem and help the court case move along, they're going to look at that. Oh, shit. Here we go.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for waiting.
Here we go.
There was a lot to talk over and a lot of reports and other things to poke through and all that. But first, we got something else to deal with. All right, Meredith Bestel and Alexandra Leeds, would you approach the center podium?
What the fuck?
Leeds.
What the fuck's
Approach
happening?
the center podium.
What the fuck's happening?
All right, Alexandra Leeds, congratulations. You're being demoted to paid paralegal. Meredith's paralegal, in fact. When Meredith says you can have a bar license back, you can have your bar license back.
Holy shit!
What?
What happened?
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
All right, you guys are done.
Leeds bad?
They really spent time doing that during deliberation. Damn. All right.
All right, back to the regular scheduled court case. So, there was a lot to discuss here. I'm going to go over some of the high-level stuff that had to be disposed of regarding this case, because there are lots of questions that were raised by this case, and then my co-panelists will add their input afterwards.
Holy shit. Here we go.
Essentially, what we are called on here today is to determine the mens rea, the mental state of the crime. The parties have basically stipulated that, yeah, Bloom shot Kelly Banana. He also testified himself that he deliberately drew his firearm, perceiving some manner of threat. Logically speaking, if a bullet ended up in Kelly Banana's gut, that means that the gun had to have been aimed at Kelly Banana at the time. But the question is, does the malfunctioning of the firearm and or the perceived threat that Bloom thought he was under at the time, does that defeat the mens rea requirement of the crime? And by that, I mean willful. Assault with a deadly weapon states no person shall commit assault upon the person of another with a deadly weapon or instrument, blah, 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 blah. The question is, what does assault mean in that statute? Well, we have a crime called assault, and the crime of assault says, no person shall willfully and unlawfully attempt with force or violence to cause physical harm, blah, 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 blah. So essentially, in order to be found guilty of assault with a deadly weapon, you have to willfully intend to hurt someone.
Oh.
And so at the outset, this sounds like a slam dunk for defense. But there's a couple wrinkles to that. And what the first wrinkle of that is an issue of what's called transferred intent. Transferred intent basically is a doctrine that is designed to solve a problem for a hypothetical situation. I want to shoot Alexandra Leeds in the forehead. But in trying to shoot Alexandra Leeds in the forehead, I actually shoot Meredith Bestel in the forehead. I am charged with attempted murder, and I say, well, Your Honor, I didn't attempt to kill Meredith Bestel. I attempted to kill Alexandra Leeds, and I was unsuccessful in that. Ergo, I am not guilty of that crime. What transferred intent says is, well, you killed or tried to kill, person A, and the fact that you actually killed person B, that doesn't matter because your intent to kill person A transfers to person B. And where this becomes an issue in this case is if you follow the logic of Lewis Bloom perceived that he was under some hypothetical threat, and he deliberately draws his weapon and discharges his firearm, intending to probably attack that threat, does his intent to attack that threat transfer to the person that he actually shot, Kelly Banana? So that was one of the questions that we had to tackle with, is obviously the doctrine of transferred intent is fairly well established when you have like physical person A and physical person B, but can transferred intent still work if you essentially have hypothetical person A and then actual person B? Because we have a lot of testimony saying that Bloom felt he was under threat, that he deliberately drew his weapon and ostensibly aimed his weapon at the threat, because how else did a bullet end up in Kelly Banana's stomach? So that was the first problem that we discussed. The second problem that we discussed is one of a sort of a second hypothetical situation. Let's say Banana actually died. Bloom draws his firearm. Due to an accident, the firearm malfunctions and discharges into Kelly Banana, and Kelly Banana dies. Okay, well, regardless of it being an accident or not,
it would be murder.
That would be involuntary manslaughter. It would be a crime. So the question is, if you accidentally shoot someone and they don't die, well, if you killed them, it would be a crime despite it being an accident. So does the fact that they didn't die, does that mean you are completely absolved of criminal liability? And then the third issue comes with the firearm itself. Based on the firearm expert, he essentially states that the gun had a faulty fire selector. I know Sheriff Woods kept referring to as a switch, or talking about the safety. Basically, for civilian model handguns that are single action, double action, semi-automatic, whatever it is, there's a safety on it, which is like a binary on-off switch. If it's flipped on, then it locks the trigger in place.
I mean, these points are backing up our point. Unless there's going to be an otherwise.
Military-grade firearms and other sorts don't just have a safety where it's on and off. They have a fire selector where it can be toggled to various modes. Safe, single, fully automatic, burst, whatever it is. Essentially, Woods is saying that the HL38 is supposed to have a safety where it's binary on-off. It's either shoot or don't shoot. Bloom's gun, for whatever insane reason, essentially has a fire select that should have a safety. I don't know how in the hell that happened, but Bloom's gun has safe, single, and then fully automatic is essentially what he's saying. And what he also said was that fully automatic mode apparently can trigger intermittently. But unfortunately, the Woods was kind of inconclusive on whether the defect in the fire selector could actually cause the weapon to discharge without Bloom pulling the trigger. Because the reality of the situation is, regardless of the defective nature of the firearm, the only defect that actually would count for the firearm is whether the defect was such that
caused the gun to fire on its
would
own.
go off without the trigger being pulled. And Sheriff Woods was inconclusive on that point. He was asked twice, and he said he couldn't tell. So, and then there's also a question of, under the doctrine of transferred intent, does it even matter that the gun may have malfunctioned? The FIB is essentially arguing here that, well, it's immaterial that the gun malfunctioned or not, because you deliberately pulled your gun, you aimed it at a person, and the natural and probable consequences of aiming your gun at that person is that they're going to get shot.
Come on,
And
Joy.
that's essentially the FIB's argument.
Come on, Joy.
Therefore, the fact that you may or may not have willfully tried to actually shoot Kelly Banana specifically and in particular,
the result is not
doesn't
wavering.
matter. And that's what the FIB is essentially arguing. After discussion with the panel, we have decided that we are not going to be following that line of logic. We're not going to be allowing transferred intent to trigger on a hypothetical
What does that mean?
person. And
So
we're
they're just going to be
also-
finding him not guilty?
Again, part of what it is you have to divorce the idea of did Bloom do a bad thing from did he do something so bad that the imposition of criminal liability is the proper response. Like, obviously, Bloom did bad thing. Because Bloom did silly dumb thing, Kelly Banana got shot in stomach. But
sounds like not guilty.
Is that criminal liability? Obviously, well, I can't really say obviously. I mean, the three of us basically aren't going to be on a panel for any civil claim that comes out of this, but like, essentially, I would be very surprised if a judge were to rule in Bloom's favor on any civil suit between Kelly Banana and Lewis Bloom for
he's
getting
not
shot
guilty.
in the stomach.
He's not guilty.
Civil liability is probably going to be there. Potential internal police action, yeah, maybe he faces that as well. Those are potential adequate responses for what Bloom did. But the question that we are here to decide is not whether any of that stuff is appropriate, likely to succeed, or whatever it is. The question that we were called to ask for is, does this amount to a crime? And the fact of the matter is our statutes, as written right now, require an assault to be willful. That is the mens rea
Yeah, that's not guilty.
that has to be met before someone can be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. And whilst we have some, thought experiments as to whether transferred intent could apply or anything else like that, those get far too out in the weeds and are far too attenuated to apply to this sort of situation. Now, it's possible also that we could change around a charge. Again, I did mention that had Kelly Banana died, it would have been a crime regardless of it being an accident or not. And perhaps it should be a crime where if you accidentally accidentally shoot a person, that is in fact a crime. But at present, in our penal code right now,
It is not.
accidentally shooting someone, if it is a genuine accident, is not a crime. We could make that a crime, but even if were we to make that a crime, that crime would not have existed at the time that Bloom shot Kelly Banana. Therefore, we could not fairly charge Bloom with that crime. So it is the order of this court, once again, after all that yapping, that Lewis Bloom is not guilty of assault with a deadly weapon.
Unfortunate.
Good job, buddy. We did good.
Yeah, it's all
We
right.
came, we made our
So
arguments.
We might get a lot of this. Hold on. I think they might say something about it.
Still hope he fucking dies.
Oh, Kelly's not
mad.
happy.
Kelly's mad. Dog? Is that coughing dog? It's the coughing poodle.
Please, not the dog.
Coughing poodle.
Ew.
Yeah. Is the deliberation done? Can I ask a question?
No. Just let whatever's happening over there happen.
Gotcha.
You.
We got leads disbarred, so I mean,
That's exactly why I like cats.
listen,
No, Hugh is not a dog. That's a creature.
That was always coming after this. Just like fish. My question is,
For fish.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great argument that.
Oh, there they go.
Oh. Is that the Is that the?
Probably the Marabuntas.
Honey,
What's going on? The shop's fine.
Hugh just has his strength grip.
It'll be all right.
Just gonna have to go and get him in the
So, do we have probable cause? Are we fine from a civil suit?
We're fine. Relax. The man shot someone.
What's going on with Bloom?
You grab Lewis.
Couldn't walk out the front door and there was a shooting right out front.
Yeah, you stick around right for right now.
One.
You know what? That's great.
Hey, whatever. Regardless of the outcome, I think this is the end of this. So
100%.
we're not gonna try to push for an appeal or or do anything
those
like that.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
Oh, Hugh. Good God.
Oh my god.
Me. Do I even ask? Do I even ask the
No.
judges about our
No.
civil
Oh my
liability?
No, I think that's probably what Kelly is going over right now.
No.
I mean, you can go up there if you
Towards
want, but
us, Bloom versus FIB.
oh no.
No, I thought he was
Listen,
going over.
I don't think there will be.
All right.
We were reasonable in our
no, Hey, no,
process
no,
of
no,
pressing
no,
charges.
no.
There is nothing that we could have done more investigation-wise to further that investigation. Nothing.
Creature. Grab it.
With the
grab
deadly,
it.
there's
Grab
Based
it.
on
not
the
much
based
we
on the
can-
decision that was made.
Yeah.
Bad Hugh.
Did
Bad.
they say anything about adding a new crime?
Why even have a dog like that? Just get a cat. Get that thing. Ugly.
So it's legal to accidentally shoot someone if they don't
This
die.
dog is
Pretty
awful.
much, yeah.
Coughing dog. That dog is kind of.
You can.
Oh, no. No.
He wasn't here. Why do you care? You're
Crazy shit when I was across the street.
When the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, I got it.
You good?
I'm not brandishing them.
Lord. Okay.
So bench guy isn't guilty of shooting you. Huh, I guess not.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're just waiting for the whatever's going on up there.
Oh, okay. Thing from my office.
No, I don't think so.
Not really.
Okay.
I think we might get a charge out of this, but yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. My thing is like I feel like this is one of a very discussed conversation where really just point a gun at somebody and it accidentally goes off without intent. The person's gonna get charged. Like I don't, he's gonna get, if they live, it's gonna be like assault with a deadly or whatever equivalent of that. If they die, it's involuntary manslaughter. Like
More or less, it's legal to shoot someone if it's an accident and they don't die.
yeah, that's essentially
Because I mean, he
Well,
said
it's an honest accident. That's the difference, right? So if we have like a civilian like
For
doing
this
firearms
guy
training and being like,
you.
oh shit, and they accidentally shoot somebody because they didn't
Yeah.
see that the range was hot or something, then
You don't.
the
That's
civilian
fine.
itself.
No, you don't.
It's just that the way that Franklin DuPont and Kelly Banana has described the scene, it was just, hey Bloom, he pulls his gun, I'm scared, and then just shoots. That's essentially how the picture was painted by the witnesses. Kind of like,
That's why I think like that's why I've been trying to depart, and I'll say it for your department too. Like when it comes to felony A, B's, and C's, remember you guys have a significant amount of time to do an investigation.
well, I
once you
mean,
get
from the
everything on
verdict,
there.
clearly, a further investigation would not have mattered, considering it
If
would
that's
not
the-
change the
if that's
facts.
the take back.
I mean, it wouldn't change the
If-
facts of the situation.
Does anyone in this courtroom would like to crack
it's
me
like,
open
what
tonight? I am
more can we have
desperate.
done? We
what
had
the
what?
What just happened?
Between you and Connor, I'm gonna have a hearing.
Hello? What happened?
I pretend I
He
didn't.
said
get
something and everybody went whoa. So I don't know.
Then my hair, all of a sudden my hair's gonna be gray again.
But it's one of those things. It's like the only thing really that I can see that we could have done is a firearms test, but that's pretty much it. There's so much you can do for an assault with a deadly. talked to Bloom. The witnesses were questioned. I believe, didn't you and the Attorney General have a conversation where that photo was taken of Kelly's outfit with Franklin and Kelly?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so that was done as well. So like, what more can you do? That's the question.
If I'm startled, I have a lawful reason to hold weapons.
I can't just like, you know, I get there's so much you can do. So it's like, like mayhem. Sure, we could do more research into the incident reports, but that's, you know, it's not a mayhem. It's assault with a deadly. Unless you do have a recommendation that we might have missed, then I'd love to hear it, but-
I have plenty of recommendations, but I don't believe that you guys will be receptive to it at this time. So talk about it in a week or two.
Alright.
Do you need anything else from my office?
No, that's all right.
Then I'm gonna start doing that.
Just let me know. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Wait, Skylar, I actually do have one thing.
You can't say I don't have a
Wait,
thing
sorry.
and then you have a thing.
Reminded me, but it's not. There was a calf that got dropped
okay.
because it didn't get a.
Just fucking with you.
There was a calf that got dropped. I forgot which one it was. I'll refile
It's like
it.
7 of them because I had to absorb an entire branch of government into my office, and then the judge is like,
you do. Got one just recently that was dead, so I do
finished
appreciate
talking?
that. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
We'll talk about this later. I really abhor people interrupting me when you ask me a question and then you interrupt me. Please try to respect that you are asking me a question and I'm literally trying to answer you and then you interrupt me. We're gonna talk about this later.
Apologize. All right. You want to just?
Shoot swing hammer on accident.
Just wanted to say
Be a
thanks for
duck.
taking that.
Be a duck, Mueller. Be a duck.
Will you respond to my other
Why is Bloom's civil
other
liability if
posting
any
on the
being
docket, please?
discussed in a criminal trial? Like,
Posting
none
on
of that
the
was up
docket?
for review at all.
Where'd Kelly go?
Scheduled
Here we go.
all that you said you couldn't make.
Where the hell did Kelly go? I wanted to.
Can you tell me if you can make it?
I'd rather
I
talk to
don't know.
her than anyone else.
I understand. I scheduled it the 28th.
Wait, why did Leeds get suspended? Did she do something other than that? Like that on the board?
I think it's the decorum. I think it was the decorum of the case. I think it was just they
She
felt
was,
strongly
like,
about it.
continuously, yeah.
Court's problem.
Alright, is this better?
Yes, Your Honor.
We didn't get Bloom, but we got Leeds. So
That's true. That's true.
I still do see it sort of as a win. I'm not gonna lie.
Leeds butted her head and got punished for it.
Probably, if we do get a civil case, she will be on as a paralegal. So if we do file a motion to dismiss on probable cause, or we can say Counselor Meredith Bastille and paralegal Alexander.
Yeah, I think I
Leeds.
will. I think I'll talk to Joy about it.
You know, they did file this, whatever, and we had probable cause, and that's not the 3 prongs. But
I think I'm gonna talk to Joy in private regarding the situation with the DA's office.
Am I big booty too?
with the DA's office, yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
No. Well, we can do it together, but I want to speak to Joy about it because
We should rip in too much into
No.
Skylar, but I think we should more
not a great
overall.
look. Not a
Yeah.
great look.
Yeah, not a great look overall, but not too much into Skylar. But we should still point out the overall problem with the conflict, as well as how there's literally nobody but the district attorney right now that can make a judgment call like that.
Not
So
good.
it's kind of it's a bad position right now. There it is.
Wait, what? What's
You,
happened?
you know it's bad with Leeds when Lachlan's yelling at her. Lachlan's the most level-headed person I've met. Rare that Lachlan will raise his voice. So.
I guess Gamma can be paid out. Yeah, hold on.
I think
I'll
it's
pay
clear.
you.
Maybe
I'll
we
pay
can
you.
approach.
Yeah. Hello, Your Honor.
How you doing?
Ah, not too bad, not too bad. Could we speak in private?
Sure. We'll go back in chambers. How's that?
That works.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. We'll do it 6 then, because that works for.
To the private corner.
So I mean, I don't really care much about talking about the overall case that happened, like the details of it. We get it. It was a fair judgment. That being said, and you can shut me down real fast if you want, considering you're not really in charge of the DA's office. I do want to bring up the situation revolving around the DA's office and the prosecution and the FIB. There's a lot that happened in this case from the DA's office. I'm not going to specifically point out or direct all of it to Skylar, but I think that there was a heavy bias on the DA's side. And obviously, we went forward with the case, which opens us to civil liability. That being said, I think that we had probable cause to push a charge, and I think that there was clear bias. I mean, Sparks admitted to being close friends with the defendant in the docket itself, participated in an investigation to benefit the defense, as well as entered the docket, claimed that because of a conversation that happened with the defense, that they were comfortable with Sparks being on it, that she was quote unquote not conflicted, and immediately attempted to drop the case. And she stated something along the lines of talking with the judiciary and being put in a difficult situation, which I can understand. And I know she's responsible. Obviously, there was a whole lot that went on at the beginning and through this entire incident. But I personally, you know, with the Attorney General's office dissolving, Greco leaving, and Sparks being put in the position she was in, really, in my opinion, dropped the ball. And I guess I'm asking this as, you know, the judiciary and, you know, the overall authority on law in the state of San Andreas, what we can do about that. And if you agree that there was confliction and that the, I guess, decorum and actions taken by the DA's office was not good.
So here's the thing you have to know about the DA's office, because I had actually also talked to, when Sparks says that she talked to the Supreme Court, what she actually meant is she talked to me. And the reason, so first off, you need to differentiate a prosecutor dropping charges with asking a case to be dismissed without prejudice, which Sparks did the latter, where she asked for the case to be dismissed to be refiled later after more information was gathered about the case. Because I don't know if you, I mean, you probably read the statements where defense went and got statements from Kelly Banana and Franklin DuPont that were, the tone was very different than the statements that were given to Miss Walker. I'm sure Sparks would have wanted more time to get their own personalized statements from those two, and perhaps to explore the reason why the tone in their testimony suddenly changed when defense was the one asking them questions. I'm sure Sparks was also thinking not just about the case, but also about certain strange things with this case. I know she's now a deputy, but at the time, why was it a lone police cadet that was involved in investigating a lieutenant potentially shooting an innocent person for no reason? Why did Lily Pond not take any action to detain or really do anything with Bloom at all? Why did she not try to get the gun from him? Why did Bloom continue to be on duty, considering in his own statement he said he was in a police shootout later the same day with a different HL38, indicating he did not go off duty after this incident, indicating that the police did not make him go off duty, indicating that the police didn't actually interrogate him or get any kind of statement as to how or why this happened in sort of an administrative way. There was no inquiry into how long did you have the HL38 after the shooting, because if he was driving around with it for 2 or 3 hours afterwards, who's to say he wasn't the one who rendered the gun defective in the first place? There were a lot of questions that could have better served the prosecution had they been asked that were not asked. Because if there was a conspiracy among the Los Santos Police Department to cover for Lewis Bloom in having the investigation handled by an inexperienced cadet, having no more senior officers looking into it, not having any inquiry into his activities or behavior on a professional level, not sending him off duty, all these other things that would have been standard practice for a police department to do. And had it been a other officer but Lewis Bloom or another lieutenant, probably would have been taken. There's a lot of questions there that potentially could have been looked into that would have helped your case. But because Greco ordered y'all to go and basically arrest him right away without doing all of that legwork and immediately filing a case to the docket in order to get this out, sooner rather than later, none of those questions were ever asked. And I believe that part of the reason why Sparks made that motion the way she did was because she wanted answers to those questions before she proceeded.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. I personally, and I can only speak to myself, would have liked to have had that cooperation. Just, the thing is, right, at the end of the day, we could have been reasoned with to that extent, but there was no conversation that was had. It was simply entering the docket, motioning to dismiss, not speaking a word to us. We didn't get any cooperation from the DA's office except motioning on the docket and not including us in any conversation, which I guess we are partially to blame. But it just, I have a really difficult time not seeing a clear bias from Sparks directly associating with her friendship to Lewis Bloom.
Yeah, well, it's also not just friendship, and I reiterated this to her that this is kind of what you were doing as a DDA coming back around to bite you in the ass. She's not just Bloom's friend. She also represented Bloom in civil cases like 3 separate times before this. Bloom isn't just a close friend. Bloom is actually a former client of hers. And I expressed this to her that this is the reason why many of us told you that representing police officers in civil suits as a prosecutor is probably not the best idea, because even if there is no impropriety, even if Sparks generally does want to make sure and do a thorough investigation into what the police department and other individuals were up to, it still creates a tremendous appearance of impropriety. And because of the choices she has made in the past, she's just going to have to deal with that.
Is that all those things that you just said, is that not a problem?
Well, I checked our rules of professional ethics, and I guess not in this context, no. Generally speaking, if you if someone's your former client, you shouldn't be representing an opposing party against them, because there is a conflict where you could use information learned in your prior representation of that person to their disadvantage. So in the lawyer world, you're not really supposed to be doing that. But in our code of professional ethics, we don't have a bar to that, because our standards for conflict and stuff necessarily have to be lower, because we have a very small attorney and judge pool, and if we followed conflict rules very strictly, our whole system would fall apart.
Right, and we have a very small state, and people are going to know each other one way or another.
Right. So again, after talking with Sparks about it, I don't know that her intentions with that were improper, especially considering she didn't want to just drop the charges. She just wanted the case dismissed and that to be refiled later, because since it's a felony B crime, you have a statute of limitations of 60 days to push charges. So there was never any real reason to run out and arrest, Bloom just right away, immediately. And Sparks is cognizant of that and is also trying to teach sort of like the police officers in a way to
investigate,
think more long term, and don't necessarily just immediately go out and arrest people just because you can, or just because you've got the barest minimum probable cause. Because if you do a little bit more before you effectuate the arrest, then you can better secure a conviction. And that's also kind of what we're trying to do from the bench in a way with the change to our FIB system, where once you arrest a guy, you can't just claim, oh yeah, we're doing further investigation and that's why you can't have the police report. That's why we close that loophole right away, because at the point where you've arrested the guy, sent them to prison, and they're now appealing their charge, the time for doing investigations, building up the report, that's all gone out the fucking window. You don't get to hide the ball from someone who you literally have already sent to prison. So,
right.
Yeah, there's that kind of going on as well. But I understand, having misgivings about Sparks coming in on the docket, because it's not also just Sparks' relationship with Lewis Bloom that's an issue. It's also Sparks' relationship with, this one here, Thomas Muller. Sparks and Muller don't really like each other a whole lot. So her coming in on that docket when Muller was given authority by Greco to proceed with the case. Granted, I don't think Greco told her that I don't think Greco told her that he gave Muller approval. Like, that's something that she found out later. Like, first she heard Muller was on it, and then I guess had flashbacks to Alexandra Leeds just coming in on an FBI docket out of nowhere. And then was told later and decided, oh, wait. We're trying to train Sparks, now that she's the district attorney, to not, come out swinging at everything.
Yeah.
Because that's how she handled herself as an attorney, and as the district attorney, you can't really do that because it is a political position. You have to learn how to work with people.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah.
You got a question, Muller?
I had Humphrey reach out to me and very logically just ask me, hey, did you get permission to be on there? And I was like, yep. And he's like, okay, cool. Just was confirming. Then Sparks didn't even reach out to me, just motioned that, and that went down. So that was the issue at hand that showed the whole concern in the first place. So, but hey.
You have another question, don't you?
When I texted you about?
Yeah, go ahead and ask it. You got a question, ask it.
Yeah. So I wanted to see, so since we have gone against the DA's office, first of all, probable cause, and on top of that, malicious prosecution, do we have civil liability currently? The FIB, since it didn't end for the, so if they file it, plaintiff, if it ended in favor of them.
Here's what's going to happen. Bloom, more than likely, is going to sue the FIB, saying that this is malicious prosecution. You didn't have probable cause. You did this, that, and the other. FIB bad. And then basically what this means is normally you would be able to go, well, qualified immunity, we acted reasonably, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, though, you don't get to do that. You don't get to just hide behind qualified immunity, but you do still get to disprove their malicious prosecution claim.
Oh, okay.
You do still get to disprove their assertion that you didn't have probable cause and show that actually we did have probable cause to arrest you at this point and we acted on that probable cause. You still get to do all of that. All it means is you don't get to raise qualified immunity as an affirmative defense. You don't get to just be like, well, we acted reasonably, haha, go fuck yourself. You actually have to do the legwork and prove all of those other things.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, it's preponderance of evidence, so it's a much lower bar, so it's easier to do, especially when it's PC. So
Right. Also, so when it comes to malicious prosecution, whose ball is it to prove or disprove?
It's always the plaintiff's job to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that the thing happened, and then it's your job to disprove by a preponderance of the evidence that it happened. So malicious prosecution
it's like
has like
50-50 tie rope.
yeah.
kind of
So
thing.
malicious prosecution has. I think we had a case law on it. I don't remember exactly what it is, but there's basically 3 elements that you have to prove to a malicious prosecution case. So civilly, what someone would have to do is a plaintiff suing a police department or a prosecutor would have to prove all three of those elements by a preponderance of the evidence. And if they fail to prove even one of them by a preponderance, then they lose. If you come back and say and make an argument that actually it isn't, then again you would win. It's basically just a normal court case. You don't get to just kill it immediately with qualified immunity. That's all this means.
So more or less, the burden is on the person suing, but then we have the counter of, no, it was actually like this.
Yeah, or any other affirmative defenses that you could raise outside of qualified immunity. All that is it just plucks qualified immunity from you.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
So
All
it's
right.
not just a motion to dismiss. It's like we got to do the work, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because it's 3
Yes,
prongs.
exactly.
It's malice. It's terminated favorably. I found it here. Terminated favorably by the plaintiff, was brought without probable cause, and was initiated with malice. So we're good. This wasn't
Yeah.
malice. There was probable cause. The only thing is the first prong, but they need all 3. So we're good.
And correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong, but you're conflicted to rule on that?
Generally speaking, the 3 panelists that were on this case, on the criminal matter, probably should not be the people on the civil matter. The civil matter should probably be handled by someone else. Now, unfortunately, sometimes it's just sort of like a necessary thing that we have to kind of put that aside and rule on a case where we probably should be conflicted because nobody else is available to take it. Because unfortunately, we only have so many judges and only so many of us are around at any given time. And it's preferable to have a judge who might be conflicted than no judge at all and it sits on the docket for a month.
Right, right.
So generally speaking, and more than likely, it is going to be someone else that is hearing that case, but it is not a foregone conclusion that it will be. Unfortunately, it may have to be handled by someone else. I probably won't do it because when I gave my verdict, in my statements in the dicta of my verdict, I had mentioned that, yeah, you're probably going to get sued into the ground, which honestly speaking, anyone and their fucking mother in the courtroom could come to that conclusion. But just to avoid a appearance of impropriety, if it comes down to it and someone has to take it, that is on this case before, I would probably push it to either Schwinghammer or Devereaux and not do it myself. But we'll see when it comes. Bloom is gonna have to worry about getting sued by Banana first before he thinks about suing y'all, or he may try to do it at the same time and stress out his lawyers. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Answer or not, up to you. Do you believe we had sufficient probable cause to perform an arrest?
In my personal opinion, knowing what I know and based on Winnow Walker's report, I think there more than likely was probable cause. Like, again, there's a mens rea requirement to assault with a deadly, but I mean, the simple fact of the matter is Bloom shot a person with no legal reason to do so. That's kind of textbook assault with a deadly weapon. That's why when Kelly Banana was up at me and being like,
yeah,
"Oh,
I'm
well,
interested to hear about that as well."
If he wasn't a cop, would you have ruled the same way? Can I just say that I accidentally shot at someone, and I had to explain, like, yeah, there's a lot of fucking factors that go into it, but yeah, if it hadn't been a cop, it would have depended. If it's like Tommy 2 felon that is saying, oh yeah, I accidentally shot this person when he's
Not
got assault
guilty
with a
because
deadly,
a
like,
cop?
×4 in his fucking record.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, he's not exactly the most credible witness, and I probably won't buy it. I'll probably think he's fucking lying to me. But if, like, Quimbley Hayabusa is saying she accidentally shot someone, and all other facts kind of point to the fact that, yeah, she probably actually didn't mean to shoot this person, then yeah, I would find them not guilty. Like, but at the same time, like, the whole gun manufacturing and all that stuff, like, that's an affirmative defense. That's on the defense to make. It's not on the prosecution to make, and that doesn't really matter for probable cause. Like, probable cause looks at what the officers knew and what inferences they could have drawn and what evidence was available to the officer at the time of the arrest. So
right, if we knew that the gun was malfunctioning and we genuinely believed that and decided to prosecute anyways, it would look bad.
Right. So again, based on everything, it seems like, yeah, if a guy shoots another guy and they got no reason to shoot that guy, then yeah, again, that's kind of textbook probable cause. Like, I would be interested to hear someone's reasoning for how that isn't probable cause, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll probably end up hearing it.
I guess we probably will. All right, I appreciate your time, Joy, and thanks for being the ruling on this.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually didn't really weigh in on the ruling at all. I had 3 court clerks that were all talking about, how they would rule and whatnot. And so it's like a teaching moment. I was kind of, posing questions to them and whatnot. And then I talked to Devereaux and Schwinghammer and got their opinions on it. And Schwinghammer was kind of on the fence for a bit. He was actually leaning towards guilty for a little bit, and then he started looking into the trial transcripts and the testimony in his notes, and then shifted over to not guilty. And then Devereaux was not guilty from the very beginning, so my opinion actually didn't matter. But when I worked through the transfit intent problem, I basically ended up also going with not guilty because, like I said, I know the argument that the FIB was making, and it's certainly not a bad argument. Logically, it makes sense, but from a criminal liability perspective, I don't think it works. It certainly works on a civil spectrum, and it also certainly works. I don't know if anything's gonna fucking come of it. I suspect that, unfortunately, probably nothing's gonna come from it because Bob Smith and Metzger are kind of AWOL for the moment, but really feels like there should probably be some administrative discipline.
Yeah, you would think that there should definitely be some internal reprimanding, considering it was unlawful and there was someone was injured because of it, right? If it was like, oh, he went around shooting his gun out of his car and no one got hurt, that's one thing, right?
Yeah. I mean,
we did what we could.
Maybe Captain Harold will pick up on it and say something, or does LSPD even have a captain?
I think Metzger is the equivalent. I think he's the equivalent of a captain in LSPD.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Harold will catch wind of it and do something, but I'm not really too convinced that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not. But that's okay. I was telling all my people, and Mueller especially, we came to make our argument, and I would say we did a hell of a good job. Regardless of the outcome, I'm proud of what we did, so.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if it goes from here.
Yep. All right, Joy, I appreciate your time, all right? You have a good night, okay?
No problem. Also,
Take care.
just parting words. I know Sparks can come off as a bit abrasive and whatnot. I know she's also, trying to work on it. But as far as, like, The government really doesn't like cooperating with each other. I don't really know why. It's part of the reason why Greco just got fed up with it all and retired, because unfortunately, yeah, there's a lot of people in the government that just don't like, collaborating, which is why either, bringing people over to the dark collaboration side or figuring out the people who are the collaborators is very important. And I've also told Sparks this as well, that like, since you're in a new department and you're basically a department head at this point, now that, the AG's office doesn't exist, like one of the first things that you should probably do, start reaching out to other people in leadership positions and see who you can work with and see who you can't. Because the people that you can work with and that will collaborate with you and will help you get the things done that you need to do, that's really, really important.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right, you have to set up those channels of communication. They don't just exist by themselves. You have to do the due diligence to go out and try to communicate with those other factions of government, because if you never do, it just won't happen by itself.
Right.
And it sucks the way that Greco's tenure ended, because, I mean, from my opinion, and, I've been on two sides of Greco. I've been on the good side and I've been on the bad side. And the way I interpret it is he has tried to cooperate with other factions of government and tried to build up areas like the whole dispensary, which I think is probably the straw that broke the camel's back, and make the state money and fix problems that the state is currently facing. And really, the only thing that came a result of that was the other factions complaining.
Well, see, that's where you're actually wrong. It's not really the other factions, plural, that are complaining. The dispensary, the mayor was on board, the governor was on board, the chancellor was on board, all the Supreme Justices were on board, the director of the hospital was on board, the director of veterinary services was on board. Bob Smith was invited to the conversation to participate in it and just kind of didn't. Harold was on board, Paxton was on board. We actually had everyone on board. What it was is just a small handful of police lieutenants were pissed off that they weren't part of the conversation, and originally were pissed off because they thought, Bob Smith didn't okay it, and so they didn't like it because Bob Smith didn't say it was okay. And then when I told them, like, okay, well, we talked to Paxton, who at the time was a fucking captain, and we talked to Harold, who was a lieutenant, and they both gave their okay for this whole thing. And then the conversation went from Bob Smith didn't okay it equals bad to, oh, well, Grapeseed shouldn't be making decisions for the entire police force. And I was like, okay, I mean, sure. Yeah, Harold and Paxton probably should have informed the rest of the police lieutenants that this was happening and gotten their advice and, all that, or at the very least gave them notice that it was happening. The fact that communication broke down there is a problem, but it's not our problem. We did our due diligence. We went to senior members of the police department and we got their okay before doing this. Every other government department is on board with this dispensary idea. Like, sorry, but if the entire rest of the government wants to do something, we don't care that you don't. We are going to do it. And if you get in our way, then we are going to remove you from your position.
Yeah, sounds about right. And I mean, it's not a perfect world. We'll never all be in agreement about everything, it would be nice to have a little more cooperation and people not just being like, I wasn't included, so I'm against it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that going on. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, Greco had some rough patches here and there, and he certainly had some qualities that were a bit difficult to deal with. One of those is something that I sort of alluded to in this conversation about how Greco had a habit of, he's got an idea or a thing that he wants done, and then he immediately goes and does it without really thinking about it like he thinks about it up to a certain degree, but Greco basically would think about things only up to a certain level of complexity, and then he would basically just do it and then say, fuck it, we'll figure out the details later. And sometimes that's worked out very well for him. And other times it's gotten him in a lot of trouble. So I'm someone, I've worked with Greco for a while. I know how he thinks and I know how he works. And that's why Greco and I have always worked together very well. But not everyone else knows how to work with Greco. And the people who don't know how to work with him, generally speaking, don't like him. Like Quimbley Hayabusa, also, myself and Greco, we work very well with Hayabusa. We generally work very well with Montag. Like, there's a lot of people in the government that, you know, we all kind of work well with. Callow's kind of a hit and miss, especially in the early days of the city. Callow was very much a no person. You would try and bring something to Callow and be like, hey, I think we should do this. And Callow would be like, nah. Now he's kind of come around and Callow's kind of turned into a yes man. Not in that context, but like he generally is someone who, like, if you come to him with an idea, he'll try and figure out how to make it work rather than try and come up with all the reasons why it shouldn't. So we've managed to get him on board, which has been very much a blessing.
I mean, that's great to hear.
Yeah, Bob Smith also there are a couple things where Bob Smith and Greco butt heads on, namely with like civil asset forfeiture and stuff, because like if you're following the way things should work, when you do a civil asset forfeiture, that money should go to the mayor, and then the mayor sets the budget, because that was kind of the design from the beginning, was to have the mayor essentially set different department budgets to kind of add an extra political element to things, because now, you know, if it's the mayor deciding things, the mayor basically gets to choose what departments to prioritize and what departments not to. And it was also to make sure that people just can't ignore the mayor, because if the mayor doesn't have any power over, even soft power over other departments, then we're all just going to fucking ignore him, and there's no point to having a mayor. So that was kind of the design that was envisioned. And Greco didn't really like that, because at the time, Greco didn't work well with Sean Dean. Because Sean Dean and Greco had animosity to one another, because Greco started those like temporary contracts, which the mayor thought was cutting into their domain of, you know, businesses. So they kind of hated each other from the get-go. And so Greco decided he kind of wanted to cut Sean Dean out entirely out of the cast stuff and just kind of be the one to manage that money himself. And that didn't sit well with a lot of people, including, you know, Police Director Bob Smith and others, because again, that money was kind of always intended to just go into the state account to then be distributed back to, you know, departments on an as needed basis. So there was also some kind of stuff like that that would happen. Ultimately, though, a lot of the shit never really mattered in the first place, because if like we come up with ideas to do shit all the time, and then if they break or they fail, we just, you know, do another idea. No big deal. It's essentially the people that try and overanalyze things and
kill it before it can get off the ground.
Yeah, find reasons to say no. Like, that's part of the problem that I think y'all are having in the FIB, because I've talked extensively with former Agent Nova before she skipped town. And basically the impression that I got is there's a handful of people that really don't like the fact that the FIB is a thing in the first place, and they are basically doing everything that they can to sabotage the FIB, and then whilst they're trying to sabotage the FIB, are basically pointing out and saying, see, the FIB doesn't do anything, or they're a broken department, or it doesn't work, whilst they're actively sabotaging it and ensuring that it doesn't work. So it's kind of almost duplicitous in that way, where it's like you're trying to ensure that something doesn't work and then pointing out that it doesn't work. And it's like, okay, well, the reason why it doesn't work isn't because it doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work is because you are not letting it work.
Yeah, precisely the reason we lost Nova.
Yeah, I miss all of our chats and
yeah, it's really
ride-alongs.
disappointing. But I do not blame her, nor do I not know why. Because, you know, I have a very, very high threshold for dealing with things like that, as I've dealt with it for, well, 7 of the 10 years I was frozen, but 3 of those years I dealt with this nearly every day. And I was dealing with it in a much, much different state. And that state, those people you're talking about that are sabotaging something to make sure it doesn't work, was everyone. It was 90% of the people that had power, or any power in general. And I fought tooth and nail, basically until it didn't exist anymore. And I have a very, to go back to my point, I've got a very high threshold for that, and I can put up with the bullshit that I knew, you know, that I was gonna face. But Nova unfortunately did not have that tolerance that I've built up over the years, and I am really, really, really disappointed that because of the same people that have caused Greco to skip town is the same exact people that are causing that caused my agent to leave as well. And I've tried to express things to people that is a problem, and us losing people that have been not really nothing more than fighting for this state is a goddamn shame. And until something is done about it, this is going to continue to happen.
Well, also, by the ironic thing is, by the numbers, Nova was also far and away the best police officer.
Yeah.
Like Greco has a lot of data people that, you know, crunch numbers and do lots of other things like that. And according to the data, in terms of hours put in terms of number of arrests, all those metrics, you basically had Sergeant Agent Nova at the top, and then the next person down was like only 2/3 of what Nova was. And then the next person after that would be even lower than, I think the second person was like Veronica Wilson or something. But it basically went like Nova, big gap, Veronica Wilson, smaller gap, most of the police officers that do insane degenerate shifts.
It makes me sick, honestly. And I'm partially upset that I can't do anything to fix it. There is not a whole lot I can do to fix the problem that's created by those loud minority, I guess.
Well, there kind of sort of is.
Please, I will take any advice, because if I can get Nova back, I will literally do anything.
Okay, well, I don't know about getting Nova back, but like as far as silencing a vocal minority like that, generally speaking, all you gotta do is go to them and just say, okay, you know, I know you don't like my department. I know, you know, you're very vocal about it. What do you want to have changed? And if what you want changed is you don't want my department to exist, that's not going to happen. That's not a solution. But what exactly do you want us to do differently than what we're doing now? And if you force them to give a response and basically tell you what it is that they don't like about what you're doing and what you're doing wrong, then you can actually go and do that. And then if they continue complaining, you can immediately discredit them to everyone else, because you actually asked them specifically what you're doing wrong. You then corrected what you are doing wrong, and they still have complaints about it. And if they still have complaints about that, well, then they're being unreasonable. You know, they can go fuck themselves. And any other person seeing that would come to the same conclusion as well. You got to play, basically, you got to play the politics game. You got to do like what I told to Sparks of you got to figure out who the people are that you work well with and get them in your corner. And then you got to go to your enemies and you got to ask them, okay, what exactly do you want us to do differently? And then when you do that, then you just go back to all the people that you're working with and you're like, okay, I talked to these other people. They
God, I'm
wanted me to
dying
do
right
this.
now.
I did exactly what they wanted me to do. And they're still being unreasonable. And then the people that, you know, are in your corner can then go in and start working on them, you know? And if it's just going to be a couple, you know, angry people holding out, then yeah, just fuck them. As long as you've got enough people in your corner that like what you do and are okay with you doing what you do, then those people chatting shit doesn't matter. And if you discredit them and make them look unreasonable and stupid and childish, then no one's going to take them seriously. And again, it becomes an issue where, like I said before, if the rest of the government wants something to happen and there's a couple holdouts that are just like, no, I don't want this to happen and I will die on this hill. Okay, well, those people will be removed because they can't exist in that system. They'll either be removed or they'll be essentially forced out because everything that's happening around them, they're not going to like. And they're going to realize that, you know, they're not welcome here.
Yeah, I hope that's the way it happens, and I can only try my best, right?
Well, yeah, it's because unfortunately, and this might be easier for me to say because I do not come from where most of you came from, but what it sounds like is there is just a lot of people who keep trying to treat this city like other cities where they have been. And it hasn't really gotten through to some people that
A fucking minute.
this
Holy shit.
is not that city. We're a
Holy
different city.
shit.
We do things differently. We do things that are new and fresh and that people haven't tried before. We came up with bounty hunting, which no one has ever done before. We came up with court clerks and all kinds of other shit. We've got a full administrative docket. We came up with civil asset forfeiture. We came up with an attorney general role, which doesn't exist in most places. We have all kinds of cool shit that no one else has ever done before. And the whole point of this was to allow people to do that cool shit that no one else has ever done before. And if you're going to be one of those people that's like, I don't like new thing, I want it to be like old thing that I'm used to. Well, sooner or later, you're going to have to either let it happen and you can complain all you want, but it's going to happen regardless, or you're going to have to step the fuck aside.
I love you, Joy.
Couldn't have said it better. Holy shit.
All right, I need to get some sleep. I actually feel like I'm dying.
I need to figure out a suit for my wedding, so that's
All
gonna
right.
be a whole other
Thank you,
ordeal.
Joy. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate your words, your time, everything.
Yep, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
All right, we'll see you around, all right, buddy?
Yep, see you around.
Oh, I think we're trapped.
Yeah.
Do police normally have keys to these doors?
I don't actually know if police have keys to this door.
I know Harold doesn't have keys to this door, so that might be a good reference.
Okay,
point.
yeah, I think I need to. Would I speak to someone like you or to get like keys for the rest of City Hall, because we recently got our keys redone, and I'm having to go to the different government agencies and getting
if you
their
want
key.
keys redone, you're gonna need to talk to someone like Saul Tinker, Ray Montag, Jerry Callow. You're
Right.
gonna need to talk to someone
I've
like
got-
that in order to get keys redone.
Yeah, I've got someone who can do it. I just need to get like quote unquote permission.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
okay.
we work it
Permission.
out here between you and me, and I'll get someone to handle it.
Gotcha. I mean, I think for the doors in the courthouse, probably the only door that you shouldn't have keys to, maybe, would be like, I guess probably this door for back in chambers, because I'm pretty sure that it's intentional that this door is exclusively keyed to people with judge access.
Right. And I can speak to my guy, and he'll probably know exactly what doors the PD, like what they have access to, and I can just mirror it to us.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would work. I think the only other door that you might not have access to is the one up on the second floor to the mayor's office, because I believe that door is actually keyed to the mayor only. Like, I don't even have access
Yeah,
to
I
that
think you're
door.
right. I think you're right.
So those, I think, are the only two doors that you wouldn't have access to. Everything else, I think, should be fine. It might also create a weird issue with the jury room over there. I don't know if that's judge only, but like every other locked door.
No,
think is just general
I
law
remember
enforcement.
before we moved over, I had keys to that door.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay, great. I'll talk to my guy, but I just wanted to make sure I handled that with you or someone from the DOJ, because I'm assuming you guys are kind of, you know, somewhat of a authority when it comes to the courthouse, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, perfect. I will talk to my guy. Thank you very much, Joy. Have a good night.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Take care.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry, just gonna sign out there and then go straight to a clothing store.
Oh man, I feel like I am.
I'm happy with the outcome still. I think.
Oh, me too.
You know, I think it could have gone worse. It went the best way that we were, kind of the best worst scenario, best worst scenario. So, best negative scenario, I guess you could say. So still not an L. I don't see it as an L. So.
Well,
we did our job.
Leeds lost her license, so
yeah, so that was good.
There you go.
Sparks is extending an olive branch. I apologize to her, and I'm gonna be listening to what she wanted to say as feedback.
Yeah,
and
you be
I'm
careful.
gonna do my best.
You be careful.
Yeah.
Something I can tell that Leeds. What? Oh, did they take the right car?
I don't know. Maybe they all left by themselves.
I don't think.
These are cars.
Oh wait, that is not ours. I don't think.
this
I don't
one's
think
ours.
this one's ours.
Yeah, no. It's this one then. Nope, they took both the cars.
No, this one should be ours. Yeah, this one's ours.
Oh, I'm off duty. That's probably why.
94.
All right, I need to ride back, and then I gotta.
Yep. Yeah, I got
figure out this whole wedding outfit stuff, dude.
As much as I would love to be at your wedding, I may not be able to. Just to give you a heads up. I'll try my best, but tomorrow's usually a day off for me, and it's usually a day that I am not even available. So I'll try my best, but regardless, if I'm not, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh wait, is it tomorrow or the day after?
It's on Sunday.
Yeah, right. Right.
Sunday,
So,
8
yeah,
p.m.
that's the day I meant.
Yeah. It's alright, don't worry about it too much. You can't show. But I appreciate it. Well, we still did a
Hey,
good job, so.
good job, okay? I am...
We showed, like, surprisingly, you and me, like, me being an old prosecutor, you not even having a bar license did better than, what, 3 bar licensed people? Like, we had more prep, we had more consistency, we moved through the case a lot quicker.
You know,
we
back
got
in
our
the
shit
day
done.
when I used to do house robbery shit, I was like 20-1. That was my record in a
Oof.
bench trial.
That's nice. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go take my car. I'm already clocked out, so you have a good rest of your night.
What about your equipment?
Oh shit, yeah, I have my camera and stuff.
Here, come here. I got you.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Take you to 49, open the door, and let you go back down.
Appreciate it.
You should be able to get down here by yourself.
All right, yeah. It should be unlocked, yeah. Should be able to go down. All right, appreciate it. You have a good rest of your night.
You too, Muller.
Take care.
The only argument was a loaded gun. Well, that wouldn't have changed the outcome, right? Tell him you're proud of him. I already did. That wouldn't have changed. So by the ruling the DOJ made, I got it.
No, I had to clock back into open my
Oh,
locker,
right,
so I gotta
right.
clock out again. So that's fine though.
The arguments we made, we could not have made. The argument that he was saying that like,
That door just needs to be locked.
yeah, I
clocked out,
gotcha, I gotcha.
Alright, appreciate it. Take care. Good night.
Good night, Mueller. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. See ya.
So what they said was that what did Joy bring up? Like the argument of investigating it from a if LSPD tried to cover up because Bloom wasn't taken into custody. How does that infer intent though? The whole argument of they're not putting Bloom in custody, having a cadet perform an investigation, that's not on Bloom. That's on LSPD. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that has nothing to do about Bloom. Like that could have been building an investigation of like corruption. But that's, I want to say, nearly impossible to prove. Yeah, it's on LSPD. That has nothing to do with Bloom. That doesn't validate our point by any means. That doesn't validate our point. Oh, man. You could still go after that? No? Technically, yeah, but it again, how can we prove simply because a situation was mishandled that it was corruption? You know what I mean? How does them mishandling a situation and not doing it the way not executing an investigation properly and having the things that happen, that does not prove corruption. And I don't think that literally there's anything we could have done. It's like what? We go to Pond and we question Pond. Why did you not put Bloom in cuffs and treat him like someone that just shot someone? She's gonna say, well, Bloom immediately became, aware of the situation, proceeded to provide medical attention. Yeah, it doesn't, that point I don't think matters. No, I will admit though, this whole argument of it not causing blood. Oh man. I mean, obviously it didn't matter at the end of the day. But that is ridiculous, okay? And in my opinion, not okay. It's arguing a bug. It's literally arguing a bug. Regardless, though, like I said, everything I said still stands. I'm happy with the outcome. I think this was a very important thing to happen regardless. This was very, 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 very important. Pressing a charge on a police officer, you know, is going to hold, regardless of him found guilty or not guilty, it's going to hold more accountability to the police. It was a good court case. Great court case, great RP. Very I'm happy with the outcome. Punished Ayub. Honestly, very okay with that. Very okay with that. Oops, I accidentally blew up an entire town. Oops. All right. I'm done, chat. I'm done. That's the day. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in 8 hours. No. 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 No, no, no. I'll stream tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow. Raid Moose Brother? Yeah, I'll raid Moose Brother. Good RP. Good RP. Clear to take a 5-minute break. All right, chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a good night.